17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Waking up to showers and thunderstorms across much of Middle Tennessee right now, but we are not. I stress not in a Code Red weather alert. What changed when you went to bed through this morning coming up in your forecast.
Also now on Fox 17 News this morning, a man is under arrest in the poisoning death of his girlfriend and her unborn child. We're going to tell you why. Metro Nashville police have been charged. We're going to tell you who they have charged after a year's worth of investigation.
Coming up, we have the latest on the search for the missing University of Missouri student.
Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Justin McFarland, thrilled to be here with you on this Friday morning, and the rain continues to fall. A massive storm system has made its way across the Midwest overnight. Multiple possible tornadoes were reported, including this one, a huge, massive storm that swept across Winchester, Indiana. Winchester, Indiana. We are heading now to our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bobus, for more on what this system looked like right here in the mid-state. And Greg, thankfully, it was not as powerful as it could have been.
Not nearly as powerful as it could have been. Two things happened. Up to the north, they took a lot of the energy away from the atmosphere, and the way that these storms moved in, they were 2 hours ahead of schedule. Now, you know, when you show up somewhere early, sometimes that's a good thing or a bad thing. For us, it was a good thing. Rain began to move in around 10 o'clock. We had a few pop-up showers ahead of this main line. We only had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings for some decent-sized hail and a little bit of a wind gust here or there. No warnings in the radar over the course of the last 3 hours. Heaviest rainfall is already out of the Nashville area. Where's it at right now? Let's find the reds and the oranges, and this is a kind of a slow mover here. Heavy rain has taken over in the forecast. Manchester, Tullahoma, literally moving in as we speak. That's the case here. It's going to move in slowly, but when it does, the rain picks up very heavily. Fayetteville, Bakertown, then Winchester here, going to see more. There were about a dozen tornado warnings to our north, and a lot of that has, again, caused injury and even taken some life. We'll talk about that and also continue to break down our radar and why we are no longer in Code Red. Nothing to worry about, but a lot of thunder, lightning, and standing water here early this morning.
Steer clear traffic for you as you get out and about this morning. We want to point you over to I-40 at Festers Lane as you get started out there. We have got the very latest on the crash happening there right on I-40 as you make your way to town. A car is sideways there on the interstate, so heads up on that as you make that drive in. It's shutting down at least 2 lanes. One lane is open there on the outside. You can get by, but it is a slow go, so heads up on that. You can use Elm Hill Pike or Lebanon Pike as the best ways to steer clear of anything happening out there. There are other sides of town to tell you about. We're going to get to those coming up in the next few minutes. Well, we are following breaking news this morning as Metro Police say that U.S. Marshals have assisted in the arrest of a man in Utah who is now being charged with murder after his girlfriend and her unborn baby were poisoned last year. 27-year-old Blaze Taylor moved from Nashville after the deaths. Jade Benning died back on March the 6th of 2023. This is after she had a medical emergency on February 25th. Investigators say that Taylor poisoned Benning without her knowledge while visiting her apartment. Metro Police will be working with Utah authorities to get Mr. Taylor back to Nashville for a trial. Metro Police say a shooting on I-24 East in Antioch hurt at least one person overnight. Happened around the Haywood Lane exit. That person was taken to a local hospital for medical treatment. We'll get you updates as soon as we have them.
A disbelief, this bad dream, wake up, be able to hug my son.
That is the word from 22-year-old Riley Strain's father, I should say. This is just a nightmare for him. It's his stepfather who just wants to find his stepson. It's been a week now since that University of Missouri student went missing after he was kicked out of a Broadway bar on Friday night. Crews spent yesterday searching by boat, air, and foot for Riley. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live on the scene with the very latest in the search for this young man.
Good morning, Justin. Well, this is the approximate vicinity in where officials were searching for Riley Strain. And if you kind of walk with me, I want to show you behind me. You can see that that is the James Robertson Parkway. And if you just turn to the right, that's actually the other bridge. And right in between down there, if you zoom in, there is a little bit of a homeless encampment. And that is where Riley Strain is believed to have been walking. We know, as you mentioned, that crews searched the water, they searched the air by helicopter, and they also searched the river bank. One of our photojournalists took video of the path that they believe that Riley Strain was walking by. We do know, as you mentioned, that he was kicked out of Luke Bryan's bar over the weekend, and his family says that it potentially was overserved and that he crossed the street over to 3rd Avenue, passing the Escape game room, and then afterwards just kept walking towards Gay Street. We also know that he walked past the downtown smoke and vape shop, and officials believe he may have been again in this area by the river. The Metro Police held a press conference yesterday detailing events of what could have happened, and let's listen to Sergeant Robert Nielsen from the MNPD, who tells us what he plans to do when it comes to witnesses.
I know some people that have called in have thought there was, but we haven't seen any evidence of that. I was told today that there was a homeless gentleman that may have actually seen him, like close proximity, like from me to you. So we're actually trying to find that individual right now to see if he can provide us more information, but we haven't been able to find him so far.
Coming up at 4:30, you'll hear from Riley's family again, and you'll also hear more details on the press conference that happened yesterday. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you so much. Well, coming up, a safe with valuables stolen from a Brentwood home. We've got the photos of the suspects and the possible getaway car.
To the district attorney demanding answers. Now, the DA is looking into the case again. Fox 17 News alerts, empowers, protects.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. We've got a very dangerous situation happening right now on I-24 Bell Road in Antioch. What we've got is a car that's gone sideways square in the middle of the interstate. I've seen people out and about walking around. This is a spot where people are normally flying at 70 to 75 miles per hour. Here come the emergency crews, thank goodness, because this can be one of the most dangerous situations that we face with traffic when you get to situations like this. Someone has spun out in the middle of the road, and now cars who are flying by in low visibility conditions like this where the rain is falling may not be able to see someone until it's too late. So the emergency crews are arriving there to deal with this, and hopefully they can get that car to the shoulder of the road, and the people out and about walking around, get them to the shoulder of the road as well. There's another crash we're following here on I-40 at Fessler's Lane. They have gotten them to the shoulder there. Still one lane shut down in that area. We'll give you the very latest coming up in a few.
And this is after just relentless rain tracked through this area about an hour ago. Now that is down toward the south and the east, but rainfall totals in some areas so far this morning, well, overnight into this morning, are some 2 to 3 inches. That means immediate ponding on the roadways. Like Justin mentioned, very limited visibility. This is a morning to take extra precautions getting out the door. We have no severe weather on the radar right now, but this is going to still be a major impact to our Friday morning, even though the heaviest of the rainfall is nowhere near the downtown area or all the roadways leading into downtown at this point. It has put down a lot of rainfall. Now, we didn't see much severe weather activity overnight, and we are done with our severe threat. We are not code red anymore. What changed since 24 hours ago? Even since 12 hours ago, the timing moved up. Showers got in here and they outran a cold front. You need to stay close to a front like that to get all the energy you need, and it weakened as it moved in. Wind was the biggest threat overnight, and the heavy rain has taken over. A look at your 7-day forecast and future track timing this out of the area coming up in 5 minutes. Justin.
All right, thank you so much. We're new this morning. The Brentwood Police Department are now searching for 3 people. They are accused of stealing a safe from a home last Friday. Now, police say that there were 3 Hispanic men who got in through a window and took a 3-foot by 2-foot safe that was full of jewelry and cash. Now, one of the suspects was wearing an Amazon driver vest. Another was wearing a reflective orange vest, and then a third person was wearing a ski mask. They left in this black Kia Altima. If you know anything about, or Optima, excuse me, if you know anything about this, you're asked to contact the Brentwood Police Department. A Clarksville man is now missing after he did not show up for work on yesterday. Police say 53-year-old Sean Berry, you can see him pictured right here behind me, was last seen at his home in North Henderson Way there in Clarksville. He's a Goodwill employee. The store said that he did not show up for work yesterday. If you know where he might be, you're asked to contact the Clarksville Police Department. Well, coming up, a state law could reverse police reforms that were put into place after Tyree Nichols was killed in Memphis. We're going to tell you about the fight behind it. And the Tennessee Volunteers are the #1 seed in this year's SEC tournament. But can they?
Insurance companies could put us out of business if they wanted to. All they have to do is be fair. But they're not. I can help.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Live there across Lower Broadway. As you can see, the streets are clean, but not because the street department's done anything wonderful. It's Mother Nature doing the cleaning this morning. The rain is falling across not just downtown Nashville, but most other parts of Middle Tennessee as well. And it's not done yet. Greg Bobus has got the very latest from a very busy radar. I'm looking at it out of the corner of my eye. It's got a lot of lightning, especially for folks down to the south and east of us. He's going to give you more details about that coming up in a few. In Operation Crime and Justice this morning, a jury finds the father of a Michigan school shooter guilty on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Now, prosecutors say that James Crumbley failed to properly store the gun that his son used to kill 4 classmates at Oxford High School in Michigan. The jury also concluded that he failed to get his son the help he needed for mental health issues. After the ruling, prosecutor Karen McDonald called the epidemic of gun violence a public health crisis.
It's the #1 cause of death for children in this country. So I refuse to take a victory lap with these prosecutions. It will not bring back these kids. We have a lot more work to do.
Crumbley's wife was convicted on the exact same charges last month. It makes them the very first parents in the United States to be held legally responsible for mass shooting by a child. They will both be sentenced coming up on April the 9th. State lawmakers just sent a bill to Governor Bill Lee's office to undo police reform that were put into place by the city of Memphis after the deadly beating of Tyree Nichols that happened last year. Now, for weeks, the Republican-controlled legislature worked to overturn an ordinance adopted by the Memphis City Council. This ordinance banned certain traffic stops for minor violations, I should say, like a broken tail light. Now, the bill passed the state legislature and ends the changes in the city of Memphis and makes police standards statewide. Let's go to sports news this morning. It's the end of an era on West End. Jerry Stackhouse fired by Vanderbilt University. The two sides have officially parted ways, and he is no longer the men's basketball coach as of yesterday. It ends one of the worst seasons in program history. Now, the Commodores ended their season on Wednesday night with an opening round loss to Arkansas in the SEC tournament. The game did go to overtime, but it was not enough to save the job of Jerry Stackhouse. The Doors finished the season with 9 wins and 23 losses. They also were second to last in the SEC conference with just 4 conference wins and 14 losses. In 5 years, Jerry Stackhouse had 20 season losses under his belt. He finished with a total record of 70 wins and 92 losses and never made the NCAA tournament. He reflected on his time with the Doors shortly after the game.
It's been a long season, not the season that we hoped for. But again, I'm so proud of my guys, so proud of how they competed and how they've grown. But we understand that this is it's a results business, and then the results hadn't been there. Obviously, there's some context behind those results, but at the end of the day, I understand that.
Vanderbilt has the second longest NCAA tournament drought of any team in the SEC, behind only Georgia. They have not been to the big dance since 2017. Well, happening today, Tennessee basketball takes the court over at Bridgestone Arena for the SEC men's basketball tournament. The number 1 seeded Tennessee Volunteers will take on number 9 Mississippi State. That game is scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. It is the quarterfinals in the SEC tournament. The Vols did not play until now. Since they are the number 1 seed, we'll have complete coverage of the big game coming up a little bit later today. A powerful storm system moved across the middle of the country overnight, leaving behind scenes of destruction like this in Indiana. Now, this is video from Winchester, Indiana. This is where state police confirmed many significant injuries as a result of these storms. Tornadoes were reported in Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. More damage reports from those states will be coming in throughout the morning. When the sun comes up especially, we'll be able to see a lot more of this damage. As for us, let's get to Greg Bovis. He's going to tell us about the rain that's still pushing its way through the mid-state and a bit of a light show in the sky for some people.
Absolutely. A lot of thunder, a lot of lightning woke folks up. Anyone who's trying to drive around right now, not a good place to be in, but we've got the blue color behind us. So we're not in code red. We're going to work through rain. It's going to be a long morning, but nothing as far as severe weather is concerned and no flooding issues, but standing water could be out there. And Justin, you just mentioned that Midwest outbreak. Look at all the yellow boxes. Those were tornado watches. We had about a dozen tornado warnings that did pop through the area, southern Indiana into portions of Ohio and Kentucky. Most of the stronger weather stayed to our north and to our south. We were kind of in the lucky spot overnight going into this morning. We're not done by any means. Taking a look at our current radar here back home, all the reds and oranges that you see, Tullahoma, McMinnville, we get out toward areas like, say even Lawrenceburg, you're finally getting a little bit better here, but out toward Crossville, Winchester, you're dialing up some rain here. So what I'm going to do is put what I call a reverse track on this, where I take a look at, the back edge of this heaviest rainfall, and when does it move away from some of these areas. Shelbyville, you're ending kind of right now as we speak. Manchester, 5 to 10 minutes, that heaviest rain dies down. You're not done with rain. There's still green above you, but light to moderate rainfall, the heaviest bursts of it, and the lightning begins to track away very quickly. I'll tell you right now, rain on and off later on this afternoon, but no cause for concern when it comes to severe weather. If you're waking up to thunder and lightning, it is just that spring thunderstorm type of situation.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a good look at what we're facing out there on I-24 at Bell Road. As you make that drive in from the Antioch area, traffic is still held up because of an earlier crash that at one point was square in the middle of the interstate. Thankfully, they've been able to get it over to the shoulder, but traffic is still held up with at least 2 lanes there. You could take Murfreesboro Road or Antioch Pike is the best way to steer clear as you make that way in from the south and east side. We are dealing with other things across the mid-state as well, but this is one of the bigger accidents that you can run into as you make that drive in from Antioch. We'll continue to watch things for you this morning, let you know what we find. Well, coming up, just 8 teams left in the SEC men's basketball tournament. We will answer your questions about the big matchups today and some of the highlights from yesterday. And it is race weekend.
Big discounts, low 1.9% financing for 5 years, and powertrain for life with your new Nissan here at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
4:24 is the time. The quarterfinals for the SEC men's basketball tournament will begin later today down at Bridgestone Arena. There are now 8 teams left standing after a couple of tough games and close games that happened yesterday. So let's take a look at the 2 of those matchups right now. We're going to start with Mississippi State taking on LSU. Josh Hubbard, a big standout game for the Bulldogs. He finished with 24 points. Mississippi State, Hail State they call them, they beat up on LSU 70-60, the final score. For Vols fans, this means that Mississippi State will be taking on the Vols later today. Well, a quick look at a big rivalry between 2 teams. We're talking about Florida and Georgia. It was the number 6 seeded Gators who took the lead and won it 85-80. Close game. This means they're going to take on number 3 Alabama later tonight at Bridgestone Arena. So here is the game plan. It's going to be the Mississippi State Bulldogs taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. That game is set for 1 p.m. After that, it is South Carolina taking on number 4 Auburn. That game is set for 3:30. Then tonight, Texas A&M taking on number 2 Kentucky. That game is at 7. Then the final game of the day, it'll be Florida taking on Alabama. That game is set for 9:30. It is also race weekend at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and NASCAR fans are flocking out there to East Tennessee as the races are taking place both Saturday and Sunday. The Weather Guard truck race happens around 8 o'clock tomorrow, and the Food City 500 is planned for 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. That NASCAR race is the very first since that track was resurfaced in concrete. So a little bit different of a surface out there for drivers. Let's get to Greg right now. He's got the wet surface because of the rain.
I was going to say, yeah, this is a very different surface for us on the roads back home compared to the entire week. We are back to wet pavement, but we are not seen any code red weather to really worry about here. We had one severe thunderstorm for some wind that was out there earlier today. This has really been a big rainmaker and a lightning show across most of Middle Tennessee. Non-severe thunderstorms still on the radar that we'll keep tracking for you. Visibility is going to be down, and even though the rain's not that heavy anymore in the Nashville area, we saw it come down in buckets overnight. There is going to be some standing water, especially in the areas, if you've been driving here for a long time, you know that at the low-lying spots where the ponding happens. Watch out for that as you go throughout this entire morning. Even when the rain is done, it could still be an issue for you. 7-day forecast, we're trending cooler. We're in the 60s right now, right side of your screen, 69 degrees this afternoon. And then we slowly stair-step down throughout the weekend. A bigger look at your weekend, a look at future track, and the look at where the rain is at right now in real time coming your way in our 4:30 half hour.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take a quick look at what we're dealing with out there at I-24 at Bell Road. We have got a crash that at one point was sitting square in the middle of the road. Now it is over on the shoulder. Thank goodness. So you can get by out there in the Antioch area. It's just going to be a little bit of a slow go. You could take Bell Road, not Bell Road, but Murfreesboro Road and Antioch Pike as the best ways to steer clear. You should come down from the south and east side. We were following another crash on I-40 near Fesser's Lane. Car was sideways in the middle of the road. Thankfully, they've been able to completely clear that crash, so no more problems coming in from the east side from there. We'll continue to follow things throughout the morning. Well, coming up, a proposal would require law enforcement to report migrants to the federal government. We're going to tell you why there's such a pushback.
And walks to donate a portion of our sales to animals in need. When you choose us for your electrical repairs and installations, you're investing in your home and Nashville's community.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Waking up in a non-code red situation, but boy, has there been thunder, lightning, and heavy rainfall overnight. Visibility right there on your screen limited. We'll track what's on the radar and get you out the door here on this Friday morning.
Also happening now on Fox 17 News this morning, we've got the battle over Tennessee State University's board. We're going to tell you why one lawmaker is trying to find some middle ground and more on a comprehensive compromise proposal. Plus, steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 at Bell Road. A bit of a crash out there. One of a few we've been dealing with because of the rainfall. We're going to tell you more about that coming up here in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning and waking up with us despite the rain here across the Mid-State. You made it to Friday. I'm Justin McFarland. We continue to follow the storm system, making a light show with all that rain and lightning that we saw here in Nashville overnight. Let's head straight over to Code Red meteorologist Greg Bovis. A closer look at what we saw and are still seeing in some parts of Nashville.
We are not done yet, but we are done with the severe weather threats. If you're waking up and it woke you up overnight and you're wondering what are we getting into, it can be unsettling when you see a lot of lightning and start hearing a ton of thunder in the middle of the night. We can rest easy. Now, this is by no means going to be a very convenient morning for us. No, a lot of standing water. Some places have seen 2 to 3 inches of rain overnight into this morning, but there will be no severe weather for the rest of this morning and toward the afternoon. Just be very cautious going from point A to point B. This is that first push of weather that we had that moved through overnight when it comes to the thunderstorms and the heavier rainfall. Oranges, reds indicating that. You can see the little arrows we've got here. Now, these individual cells are moving in this direction, but the general pattern of all of this is going down toward the south and the east. There's not much more we have to contend with as far as thunderstorm activity. There could be a clap or two of it. We'll just be thankful that we didn't get what they saw through a good chunk of the Midwest, which will keep showing you portions of Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky overnight. Multiple tornadoes, dozens of injuries, and several losses of life. So we didn't go through any of that, and we're not going to. I will tell you that right now. Things back home much more settled. We're going to keep it all clear for Code Red. When I see you in 5 minutes, we'll talk about future track, where we go from here, and then what that means for your weekend.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the very latest happening on the roads. That includes I-24 Bell Road as you make that drive in coming up from the from the Antioch area. Antioch, making that drive down I-24. There are holdups here because of a crash that at one point was sitting square in the middle of the interstate. Now it's over to the shoulder. We'll continue to watch the roads out there for you. I can tell you that you can use Murfreesboro Road as the best way to steer clear of this. Other accidents have cleared for the most part, even though new things pop up all the time. With weather like this, it can be expected. So please take it slow as you get out and about.
Disbelief, this bad dream, wake up, be able to hug my son.
Well, Riley Strain's family, they say their nightmare is still not over. Officials still have not been able to find that University of Missouri student. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is live for us this morning. She's got the very latest on exactly where they are searching right now.
Absolutely. Good morning, Justin. Well, we know that crews spent hours searching for 22-year-old Riley Strain, and it was somewhere in this vicinity where his last location pinged the night he went missing on Friday. And for some perspective, behind me is the Jane Robertson Parkway Bridge, and to the other side is the Woodland Street Bridge. And right down there on the road, you can see that there is a small homeless encampment where Riley's family believes he was near. However, as you mentioned, crews were unsuccessful in finding Riley on air, on foot, and also on the water. What we know so far is that Riley was kicked out of Luke Bryan's bar for being too drunk, his family claiming he was overserved. Then he crossed the street and walked down 3rd Avenue towards Church Street, made a right, and walked to Gay Street. His last known location was between the two bridges I showed you earlier. His stepfather tells us what he knows.
Right now, there are a couple of the homeless that have confirmed that they either spoke with him, but they know they saw him. So that's, the detectives are kind of working with that, trying to get an idea of piecing where he went, which direction he went, just to get an idea where we need to focus next.
Yesterday in a press conference, the MNPD says that they don't believe a crime was involved at this time. They ask if anyone has any information on Riley's whereabouts to please contact them. Reporting live in downtown, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
We've got continuing coverage as there is a bill that is allowing state lawmakers to vacate the Board of Trustees at Finance Committee approved this particular piece of legislation this week, just minutes after green-lighting TSU's annual budget request with a neutral recommendation. Now, if this bill does pass, TSU's 10-member board will be out effective June the 30th. The governor would then be put in charge of appointing a new board. House Democrats are trying to find a compromise that would keep at least 4 or 5 of the current board members.
Hopefully we'll be able to again get something drafted up and have the House look at a amenable compromise that gets us to a place where we can retain a good number of institutional memories at the universities.
Now, GOP lawmakers took aim at the TSU board after a state audit revealed accounting problems and revealed the president offered scholarships to students at the university that they simply did not have room for. TSU staff see the move as a state attempt to take control of the school. We'll keep you up to date. Other political news this morning, there is a bill moving through the Tennessee House that would require law enforcement to tell federal authorities if they find out that people are in the country illegally. And that bill would require cooperations with federal authorities to identify, catch, and deport those people. Now, the Republican-sponsored bill strengthens existing language, saying that law enforcement shall cooperate rather than saying that they have the option to do so. However, Metro Police is telling the Associated Press that the bill could break down trust between officers and immigrant communities. The bill is now headed to the state Senate after passing the House. Well, coming up, former President Donald Trump is now saying that he is angling for a delay in the hush money case with Stormy Daniels. We're going to tell you why a judge could approve it. And a major ruling in Japan where one court...
This is the biggest tournament of champions ever.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
Coming up on 440 here on this Friday morning. New this morning, we are getting a closer look at some of the damage left behind by a suspected tornado outbreak in Ohio. Authorities there confirm at least 2 people were killed. This was the scene earlier this morning in a area called Dark County, Ohio. You can see there is a level of destruction left behind by those storms. First responders are also saying that they've had to rescue several people trapped in debris. We're told at least 2 people were taken to the hospital with injuries. Again, that's in Ohio. So let's get to Greg Bobus. What about us here?
Time right now is 4:40, and producers and back, just listen right now and just here with me. We have a brand new development in the last 15 minutes. We've got one cell here in Franklin County in Tennessee that has gone from straight to a severe thunderstorm warning to a tornado warning in the last 5 minutes. Now, no confirmation of anything on the ground right now. This is brand new in the Weather Center, so we're going to keep this going until this warning is officially off the radar. And this could go as long as 5:15, depending upon what the rotation looks like. So we're going to stay here with you. We're not going to go to a commercial break. We're going to make sure you have all the information that you need. And I'm here in the Weather Center, tracking everything and zooming in. We're going to use a lot of our tools here that we have in the Weather Center to show you what is happening. The area of purple that we have right here, this is showing us that we have a very, very tall cloud top. What that means is a very tall thunderstorm. And when we have a tall thunderstorm, think about when you're a kid and you're small. You're not quite as strong as when you're taller. You're a little bit older. You've been there for a while. This is what we have. So this is, again, a tornado warning for Franklin County, just north of the Winchester area until 5:15. A look at the track of this and where it's moving, just to give us a little perspective of where it's going to go. You follow that red outlined box. That is the polygon, we call it, the little notched out area of where we could potentially be seeing some rotation. Winchester, I still want you in your safe spot. What does that mean? I want you in an interior room with no windows, and if you got a basement, get down there right now. Crank up the TV, have your cell phone on you, and listen very closely. We'll let you know when you're in the all clear. As far as this situation goes, this is just radar confirmed potential rotation. This is not going to be anything that we know as far as anything that is on the ground that anyone has seen. But think about it. It's dark outside. We have a lot of rain that is coming down as well. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado in the Winchester area. So just because we see a little bit of rotation, we're going to keep this rolling with you here. What I meant by a few tools that we'll look at. This is your typical radar. The reds, the greens, the oranges. Purple telling us that we have very heavy rainfall. I'm going to look first at what we call the reds and the greens, the velocity detector. And right where you see that little green and red area, I'm going to zoom in very close here by the Broadview area, north of Walnut Grove, moving out toward the Winchester area, a few minutes away. You're going to see this radar skip. Every 5 minutes we get an update. So down here where we see this little area where the reds and the greens are kind of mixing a little bit, that gives us some broad rotation. What I mean by broad is a big area of rotation where we're not guaranteed that something is on the ground, but it's worth waking you up here at 4:43 this morning. And if you're in Franklin County and you have the Code Red Weather app, hopefully it woke you up and now you're listening. I want you in your safe spot. I cannot stress that enough. If you're in Franklin County, if you're in Nashville, this has nothing to do with you. Thankfully, you are in the all clear. It really is going to be our southern counties that we have to watch. A few other things we can look at This is called a rotation detector. And look at the top left-hand side of your screen. What we're looking at are just areas of the atmosphere where the wind is kind of giving you that circular rotation, where maybe even above ground versus below ground, things start to twist a little bit. And we're seeing this here, Bakertown down through Beach Hill, and now it's really picked up here in the last 15 to 20 minutes. This is the National Weather Service in Huntsville saying that even though this is a Tennessee county, we have to watch it a little bit carefully here. Everyone to the north of this, you are waking up and you have no more problems. This is the very leading edge of that storm system that moved in overnight. But places like Belvedere, you get out toward Keith Springs, Winchester especially, don't take this lightly. I treat every tornado warning we see as though there is something that is actively on the ground. And could they actually get rid of this warning before 5:15? Absolutely. But this early in the morning, we have to make sure that we keep it going as long as we feel necessary. I'm going to show you one more tool that we use. This is where we look at our severe threats. When we're not seeing the reds and the yellows, that means that the rotation really isn't that strong yet. But look at what we are seeing, that little purple color right there in the middle of the screen. This tells me, if you look up here, that we could be seeing some decent sized hail coming down up to 1 inch in size. That alone is not good. If your car's parked outside, not good. Now, do not go out to your car. I'm just saying that this could be giving you some decent hail, even if that rotation isn't doing much in terms of putting anything on the ground. If you're just waking up, if your phone went off in Franklin County, Tennessee, there is an active tornado warning. The timing for this until 5:15. We'll be here with you the entire time throughout this entire morning. If anything else were to pop up, but especially in an instance like this, I'm going to reset the situation and then kind of check in with the Weather Service, see what they're seeing. All we have to go on right now is that this is radar indicated potential for a severe thunderstorm. You're going to go, what am I looking at right now? Why is this green and red, and why is this not a regular radar? Well, we try to look for things right here. These are two colors that you want to keep them in a straight line away from each other. But now this is moving a little bit toward the south of the Winchester area. If you are in Winchester, you are still in your safe spot. You are in that interior room, no windows, as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and stay there until we give you the all clear. We're going to keep walking through this with you, but this is that area where there is a little bit of rotation. And radar indicated rotation this time of the morning, we take it almost more seriously than if we have it in the afternoon, because there's no way we can see what's going on. We haven't hit sunrise yet. We have a lot of heavy rainfall. The lightning show right now is going to also impact. You're going to hear a lot of lightning. You're going to hear a lot of thunder, I should say, see a lot of lightning, and that wind is picking up quite aggressively here early on this morning. And what I mean by resetting the situation is here's the entire regular radar you're used to. Nashville, light green rain, no problems. You are not waking up under any type of watch or warning, and you will not be for the rest of the morning. The only area that we're watching for any potential development is only going to be in this little chunk of southern middle Tennessee over the course of the next hour, and then everyone is in the all clear. I will put the lightning back on, and you'll see what I mean by a good lightning show as we zoom back in and take a look at what we're seeing. This is moving its way toward I-24 east of the Winchester area, pretty much out of the viewing area very soon, but that's the corridor even going north toward Manchester, where you're going to see some decent lightning, some heavier rainfall, and that lightning is really doing its job. Lightning counter turned on right here, 116 lightning strikes just on what you see in your screen, Manchester through Tullahoma down through Winchester in just the last 15 minutes. Going back to that first thing that I showed you, the reds and the greens again, and turning off our lightning to get a better view of what the radar is showing us. And this is not really intensified a ton when it comes to our actual rotation. So what is the Weather Service saying here in Huntsville? Because we are great partners. They help us, we help them. And as of right now, we are finding out that this is going to continue to stay where it's at as far as the warning goes until 5:15. However, we're not going to really work our way out of anything until we know a little bit more about this. There are no updates from the Weather Service, so we're going to keep this as treating it as though there is something on the ground that we have to watch. It's been a very long overnight for the entire Midwest down to the Mid-South. This is our first tornado warning of the night into this morning. Thankfully, we're all already here for you. Hopefully, you have the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. I'll put a track on where the most likely area of rotation is and move it down to your south and to our east. And you'll see, again, Winchester, you're the one main spot right now that we have to worry about this. And this is only going to be for the next hour in terms of where this is moving. This is very broad rotation. We'll look at a few of our other products that we use, which one of them This is called the debris tracker. Now, this looks a little bit impressive. Yellows just show us that we have a lot of things that are coming to the ground. We've got lightning, we have thunder, we have rain. Until we start seeing blue colors pop up on this, there's no confirmation that we have a tornado that is on the ground. That's good news for us as of right now. The reflectivity, which is our normal radar, shows very heavy pockets of rainfall. Where's the heaviest rain and where is it headed is the biggest question. It's kind of the same area where we're seeing everything else, moving down toward the south and toward the east. One area that we're going to watch, that I'm watching very carefully, I'm going to circle it for you right now, is this. You start seeing a little bit of a break in all of the rainfall. You start getting this little bowing arrow, and then you get the little comma shape up here. That is where we have to worry about the possibility of there being something that's rotating and potentially on the ground. We look back at our velocity, which is our reds and our greens. Our radar indicated wind speed toward and away from the radar. We watch that, and that's one of the biggest tools that we have in the Weather Center, and that shows the exact same spot. So when I draw a circle here, in this area where the red and the green are kind of the bullseye, and we go back to the regular radar, and it's in the same spot where we're seeing that little comma-shaped area, and then we go over to where we're seeing our potential spin in the atmosphere. It gives you that X marks the spot of where we are watching this morning. If you are just waking up with us and you're going, what are we talking about? This is an active tornado warning until 5:15. This is for Franklin County, Tennessee. This has been issued by the Huntsville National Weather Service, waiting for any updates that they see. Radar indicated severe thunderstorm. We know we've got wind. We have the rain. We have the lightning, and this is definitely going to be one we have to watch until 5:15 this morning. If the rotation begins to break up a little bit, they may drop the warning a little bit early. But every warning I see, and I've been through far too many of these scenarios to where you just don't know. You can't see outside. Please find your safe spot. I'm going to go into street level here and just try to find a few other areas for us to watch and to get to our safe spots. And I'll tell you also, if you know anyone that lives in southern Franklin County or the Winchester area, give them a call. I mean, if you're waking up right now and you're watching and this is not where you live, that doesn't mean that you might not have a friend, a family member, just someone that may end up needing a little bit of advice here, because this is the spot that is definitely one to watch. Just east of the Belvedere area, brand new update to radar right now, showing a little bit more of a straightening pattern in this. That is good. What does that mean when we switch the products over? It looks like our rotation is dying down a little bit. Also very good. I will tell you, even if nothing is on the ground, this is still a severe thunderstorm, and we are absolutely still seeing damaging wind gusts up of 65 miles per hour and up to 1-inch size hail. This is waking you up, this is loud, and this is dangerous even if we don't have that rotation making it down to ground level. Keep that in mind. Still no updates so far this morning, at least the last 15 minutes or so, as far as any potential on-the-ground tornadoes. This is, again, one of those mornings where we can't see it, so we won't really have a visual confirmation until we hear anything about damage or anything else that could potentially be on the ground. This will be in effect until 5:15, and it's been issued because of what has happened over the course of the last 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to back you up 15 minutes and show you the progression of the red and the green. This is 15 minutes ago. Look at this area. We have it very close to each other. That means rotation, at least in the upper atmosphere, is already there. We go about 10 minutes into the future, and you see it get much closer. Red and the green, Broadview, down toward Belvedere, just to the north and east is Winchester. This was 10 minutes ago. Look at how much this changes in just the last 5 to 10 minutes. Moving this forward, we're seeing the red and the green begin to break up. That's what you want to see. They start to get a little more widespread away from each other, telling us that we're seeing everything begin to die down just a touch in the upper atmosphere. And taking a look, we've got a traffic camera. If we can pull up our traffic system here, Justin's pulled up I-24 at Martin Springs. One of the cameras is kind of in the path of where this could be going. And if we can get Justin's microphone here too, he can give you a good perspective of, you know, what he's seeing versus what I'm seeing here on the radar.
Yeah, I don't know if we can pull it up, but there it is right there. The lightning from this storm has been almost constant there on I-24. There it goes again, and you'll see it again here in a few seconds on I-24. This is at Martin Springs. This is just south of Mount Eagle there as you make that drive down I-24, which a lot of trucks do. This is a particularly dangerous spot as you head down towards South Pittsburgh. If you know where the huge fireworks stand, anyone who's ever made that drive to Chattanooga will know exactly where I'm talking about. As you come straight down that 6% grade, this is where you're going to encounter that lightning that at times has been blinding, Greg, completely flashing out the entire camera at times. So far, no signs of any accidents or any damage that we can see. It's extremely dark except for when the lightning lights up the screen and basically lights up the entire camera, like we just saw another strike right there, causing a lot of drivers to go temporarily blind, I would imagine, driving down that particular road here, Greg. So it goes right along with what you're saying. Can't see the wind in darkness like this, but that lightning certainly looks ferocious as this is part of that storm moving through Franklin County.
That definitely is, and no matter what is happening right now in terms of if we have something on the ground or not, the lightning and the wind and the hail are definitely going to be something to watch. This is our debris tracker. I mentioned a little while ago that areas that show up with greens or blues could potentially show an indication of a tornado on the ground or the potential of seeing something that is not regular atmospheric clutter, meaning something that could be tossed up into the air. So we're talking about this specific area south of Commons. This is moving toward the area we just showed, toward the Martin Springs area. I will tell you, if you're in Winchester, you are now going to be in the clear. What has come through has now moved in. It has moved out. Now we're watching more toward the east and the southeast. Tornado warning still in effect until 5:15. Back to regular radar. I'm going to always leave that circle right there for you so you can kind of see the area in which this is moving. And also, sometimes the radar picture a little bit behind what we're seeing in other products. The radar every 5 minutes gives us that update. But if you were anywhere ahead of this storm, and we'll put a little path on it for you here as I leave that circle of area of concern, moving it down toward the south and to the east, this is where we're going to be going in the next 10 to 15 minutes. The lightning, very prevalent. The rainfall coming down at about 1 to 2 inches per hour. So you want to make sure you're finding your safe spot. And when I say a safe spot, that has got to be an interior room. Do not ever take a tornado warning lightly. We have indications already overnight that in the Midwest, there were tornadoes that produced casualties, multiple, actually dozens of injuries through Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio. And this is, again, Franklin County in Tennessee. If you are just waking up, that is where we are at. If you're in Nashville and you're worrying right now, oh no, is one coming for me? That is not the case. Keep that in mind. This is only for our southern tier of counties. I'm going to look for any updates right now from the Weather Service as we keep this up here for you. And it will continue. And we are continuing. Second area of broad rotation, just to the, okay, so yes, there are 2 more areas of broad rotation. So we're watching this. This is almost like it's breaking itself up into 2 little chunks. I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of everything on the radar, and circle the 2 areas. We have the one that we just had, and now we have another little notch that's growing right here out toward the Mount Eagle area that'll be coming up soon. And this is going to make its way toward the south and the east, I would say. In about a good 15 minutes or so, this continues to track through everywhere that is on the map for you. Now we're talking well to the south and east of Nashville. This is not going to be a situation that's going to impact the downtown area, but if you are in our southern tier of counties, if you know anyone in Franklin County, please give them a phone call, tell them what's going on, tell them that we know we have a tornado warning. Sometimes people don't get alerts to their phone and they don't know that they're in the path of something, especially at night. Folks, it is 4:56 in the morning. We're waking up here to a situation where overnight almost all of us worked through thunderstorms and some wind at one point. This is our 1 tornado warned storm. It is continuing down toward the south and toward the east. This circular area that I've got right here is not warned yet, but this could produce a tornado warning here in the coming future. We're watching it closely, so is the National Weather Service. Winchester, you are in the clear for any tornado threat. There's still some wind, but at least you're in the clear for any potential rotation. There is our next update. This little area right here that was circled before, now we're seeing more purple move into it. So this will continue to move off toward the south and the east, and as it does so, this could be producing the possibility of a tornado on the ground. What do we do in this scenario? You got to go to the middle room of your house right now. Get the whole family, get the pets, get moving. And just know that because we can't see anything with how dark it is, we cannot confirm anything on the ground at this time. I want to show you everything in a general scope right here this morning. If you're waking up with us, you're in Dickson, Clarksville, Gallatin, Nashville, everywhere north of Winchester, you are in the all clear. You are seeing rain. We are getting droves of lightning. Taking a look at the lightning detector for us, this shows you that we have a very strong thunderstorm. It is a severe thunderstorm warning that has a tornado warning wrapped within it, moving to the south and east of Winchester at about 30 miles per hour, wind gusts up to 60, 65 miles per hour, and we also have some hail. Here's our hail indicator with the lightning turned off. And it does show that we have seen a little history of it here. It's not popping up so well for us, but here in the last little bit, a severe thunderstorm watch has been issued just south of the state line, indicating that this is a system moving not just through Tennessee, but also into portions of Alabama, putting reflection back on here, and this tells us the actual radar picture. I do not like when I see areas that are shaded in this dark purple. We're talking about the Mount Eagle area. It's going to go from almost no rainfall that's really heavy into rainfall that goes very quickly into not just moderate but very heavy. In terms of visibility, it can be almost near zero. Lightning is so dense right now in terms of how many strikes we're seeing per 15 minutes that our lightning strikes could also give you issues driving around. We're going to have ponding. We're going to have a lot of things that we have to work with this morning. I'm going to go back to the velocity reader, and I don't like what I'm seeing right here. We're seeing these bright red colors here, just to the north of Rockledge, where we have these two different colors that are moving right in together. This is again to the south and the east of Winchester. It is south of all of the lightning. That is the thing. A lot of the times we get the tornadoes that move in, and they are not in the areas that have the lightning themselves, but they're what we call rain wrapped, where they have the rain that is moving in the direction. That Martin Springs camera that Justin was showing, if this tornado warning continues and goes toward that area, you may be seeing some very, very heavy rain and also some hail coming up in the next little bit. Checking with the Weather Service again just to make sure that we're all on the same page, and this is going to continue until 5:15, and if we continue to see more rotation, they may extend this warning into subsequent counties. That's what we do. We kind of survey what is going on, but this right here, please, if you're in the Cowan area and if you're moving out toward the east and the southeast, make sure that we are definitely finding our safe spots. I mean, there are so many times overnight we get thunderstorms, and I tell you, you're all good to go. When we get the serious tones and we get to the serious, never going to commercial break, we're right here. It's because no matter where we're at across Middle Tennessee, these are our neighbors. We got to make sure that we're keeping them safe, and this is not a good looking radar picture right here. I want to go look at one more thing that we have been looking at. It's called the debris tracker, where it shows us if we have anything that is man-made that is making its way into the air. What does that mean? Well, if we see any correlation between that, we do have something that is rotating on the map. And you take a look here, we do have some areas of some green and some yellow, not a firm confirmation of anything on the ground, but it does definitely give us indicators of rotation and of, again, at least a lot of hail and lightning with this storm system as it moves in here. We've reached 5 o'clock and we are not done with this morning. We have 15 minutes left on it. No real updates just yet. However, one of my radars has indicated that this warning may end up potentially being canceled before 5:15, but I am not buying into that yet until we see that last radar image that we had go away. Going back to all of Middle Tennessee, maybe 5 o'clock is when you wake up and you start your day with us. I want to show you what we're working into. Overnight, not much severe weather whatsoever. However, right now, we do have one tornado warning that is in effect for Franklin County, Tennessee until 5:15 this morning. If you are in Nashville, anywhere north and northwest of the Winchester area, you are in the all clear for severe weather here this morning. Everywhere right near the Franklin County area, we are working through this tornado warning. I want to zoom into it for you and just show you that north and east of Winchester, so north of the warned area, this is what happens so often with tornadoes, and I'm going to step in front of the green screen and just show you what is going on. We'll get the lightning and the very heavy rainfall, and if something is on the ground when it comes to tornado, it means that we're seeing a rain-wrapped tornado. What does that mean? Rain everywhere around it and tons of lightning. So unless the lightning lights up the sky enough to give us a good visual miles away of anything potentially on the ground, we don't know if there is something on the ground just yet. But you start seeing something like this, these little notches that we get when it comes into a thunderstorm. What do I mean by a notch? Where the wind pushes out and almost gives you an S shape. That means we could have something that is potentially on the ground or trying to make its way there with all the thunder, all of the lightning. There have been reports with this thunderstorm of hail up to 1 inch in diameter. That is big. That is very large hail coming down. I mean, to give you perspective, an inch of hail is about the size of a quarter. Imagine quarters falling from the sky that are circles. That is very large hail. Now, as far as the wind goes, I'm going to look again. This is the red and the green. If you've ever followed us when we're covering any potential tornadoes on the ground, we look for those two colors to mesh together. They always put the boxes, the red tornado warning boxes, over the areas where we're most concerned about rotation. And here's where we're looking at it here. This is moving, again, just north of Rockledge. This is not moving quickly either, which is not good. All of these storms have been putting down buckets of rain for hours at a time and moving their way down toward the south and the east. We've had no injury reports so far. We've had no damage reports from this. However, we've had power outages throughout the overnight, and we are seeing a lightning show that is absolutely taking over the night sky in Franklin County this morning, waking up to a tornado warning until 5:15, the next 13 minutes. If they continue this morning, We will continue to stay here on air at least through 5:15, just to let you know what is going on. I want to show you a few other things here, all the tools that we have in our toolkit. I will tell you right now that right here in our weather center, we've got a great slew of tools. I'm going to cue a few of those up right now, but in the meantime, we're still seeing some areas of very heavy rainfall, almost no visibility. Justin has a very good traffic camera pulled up right here with the lightning, too.
If we can, everyone, we can get over to I-24. There it is right there. I-24 Main Street. This is in Mount Eagle. The rain, it is exactly what Greg says. We went from calm and collected to all of a sudden blinding rain. This is waterfall-like rain that is pouring right now on Mount Eagle, a place where a lot of people have to climb. If anyone has ever taken the drive from Nashville to Chattanooga, you understand the ginormous hill known as Mount Eagle that you have to climb up and down in order to get over to the Chattanooga area. These are trucks that are trying to climb up those mountains, and look at the lightning. The lightning completely blocks out the camera at times, and it's happening at it almost looks like a strobe light. Is happening so quickly, and the rain is so heavy. I don't know how anyone could possibly see while driving through this. Look at that. Look at that. It's just, I'm almost afraid the camera was knocked out there for a second, but looks like people are still continuing to drive. Again, this is I-24 at Main Street in Mount Eagle there, as people are trying to make the drive up the mountain on I-24. It is going to be a tough drive right now, and I imagine a tough drive down as well. I would advise people try to pull over if you can, if you know someone in the area, if you know someone driving in this area. Just heads up, as this does not look like any fun. Greg, you're looking at the pace of this lightning here. This tells you exactly how intense this storm is.
Oh, it absolutely does. I mean, we'll bring it back to radar for you, and I'll put the lightning indicator on in terms of how many strikes. We've had 83 strikes in just this tiny little camera view in the last 15 minutes. 83 lightning strikes. We're seeing almost every 2-3 seconds here on the cameras that you're pulling up for us. Right now, it looks like our rotation is becoming a little bit more broad, which is good, meaning it's more widespread. The more widespread something spins, the slower it spins, the less likely it is to make it to ground. Still, though, until 5:15, a tornado warning is in effect for the Franklin County area. If you're anywhere in Franklin County, I want you in your safe spot. I don't care if you're in the polygon or not. If you are waking up and you are in Franklin County, I want you away from windows right now. We are getting a lightning display like none other here this morning. We have wind, we have had hail, and we could potentially have something on the ground. They have not chipped away at this morning for the last 20 minutes or so, but the Winchester area no longer in a tornado warning. This is the Rockledge area out toward Sherwood. Once this does cross out of the Franklin County area, it will no longer be in our viewing area. But say you have other friends that live maybe out toward, say, getting closer to Chattanooga. Give them a phone call. Just because they can't watch us doesn't mean we can't help them. This is not a us versus them situation. Anyone who can see this strong thunderstorm moving in, and even if you have friends down in Alabama, in northern Alabama, they're under a thunderstorm watch until 10 a.m. So we're going to look at a few more things for you here. Shear rate has gone down. I'm taking the lightning off this for you. The green streaks you see are here across the screen show you areas where there have been indicators of rotation at some point. And a lot of these have weakened a little bit in the last little bit. Green meaning there is still a little bit of rotation out there. Red meaning it would be stronger. Yellow meaning we got to take cover and just not move. So we are in the weakest area of it, but even an EF0 tornado, an EF1 can put down so much force so quickly and cause damage. We're still 2 hours away from sunrise. I mean, Justin's cameras are showing you just lights from lightning and just car lights. You can't even see the street anymore at this point in some spots. That's how we are faring here this morning. The Martin Springs area, we're getting heavier and heavier when it comes to the rainfall once again, and this is really going to pick up with the lightning as well. And this is an area of concern to watch because the rain has not even gotten to its heaviest yet. It still mainly is lightning moving through Tracy City, Jasper. You get across that state line into some of these areas. This is where we are at. Rockledge, you're right over the heaviest rainfall down towards Sherwood as well. How do you tell it's heavy? When the color starts turning purple, that is not a good place to be in when it comes to trying to drive or even being near any exposed exterior wall of your home right now. I want you in that safe spot. And as of right now, still no updates from the Weather Service. So they're kind of looking at all this with 8 minutes left when it comes to this morning. And when we don't hear stuff, that's sometimes good. It sometimes means, oh, we see something else happening. We may extend this warning. So we're kind of in that bubble period right now of if they're seeing what I'm seeing or they're seeing something else a little bit ahead of us on their radar products. Taking a look here, reds and greens. very broad, very dark color. When they kind of look almost like they're lightly shaded, like a dull red, a dull green. We want that. That is perfect. That means that it's not as strong. When they start getting bright, lighting up like Christmas over here, where it's that lime green and that, fire engine red, we don't want that. So this does still indicate a little bit of radar rotation, but we've not had any confirmation of any damage yet. Nothing on the ground, but I'm sorry, we got to be in our safe spots. I'm not going to ever go away from a tornado warning, no matter what time of day it is, no matter what's on TV, no matter where you live. This is the whole point of doing all this, is to make sure that we know everyone is safe. The worst thing to do is to not stick with something no matter what we're seeing, and I'm telling you right now, we are seeing nothing on a lot of our cameras because the rain and the lightning is so prevalent for us here this morning. And even if I can just talk over it, if Justin's looking at stuff, I mean, I'm looking at a few of his cameras right now, I-24 at Main Street, and the lightning show almost really does look like a strobe light for us here this morning. Take a look. This is how prevalent the lightning is. Even if you're not in the tornado-warned area, you're in a severe thunderstorm. You're getting very heavy rainfall, and now flooding becomes the next thing. The rain's going to move out in the next hour, and you're going to have so much standing water on some of these same roadways throughout the course of this morning. It is not going to be pretty, and I see now that Justin's got I-24 at Martin Springs, and this is where the heavy rain is going to be moving in very shortly. I see brake lights, tons of them. Low visibility, tons of rain coming down right now. Very heavy rainfall and lightning. You might think lightning helps the visibility. Well, it flashes you almost blind while you have the headlights on and the rain's coming down. This is the area up next of this system that is still warned for the next 6 minutes. Again, tornado warning in effect for us here. Oh, Justin, great news right now, and Erica Glover now is in the anchor seat with us here. I've just gotten word right now from the Weather Service that we are going to let this tornado warning expire for Franklin County. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay on here until that red box goes away. You are not in the clear by any means from the lightning and from all the rain that we have seen and from the wind. If you are in the Nashville area, I'm going to reset us here before we kind of tap out for a second, get the news re-racked, and give you all the rest of your news of the day. We'll go back to the regular radar and take a look at the entire viewing area. If you're just waking up with us, thank you for waking up with us and for staying with us here this morning. We've had a tornado warning in Franklin County that is now expired. If you are now to the north and the west of that area, and it is still blinking red because the radar has to scan through one more time, but indications are that we're going to drop this morning. And if you're in Nashville, you're in Dickson, Clarksville, Cookeville, everywhere that is not Winchester on south and east through Franklin County, we're calling it all clear. This was our one warning overnight, picked up within the matter of 10 minutes from right now. So it's one of those mornings where right when we think we're almost done, we had to work through it. We'll be right back. Oh, check out Steer Clear Traffic with Justin.
Okay, well, we want to check with Steer Clear Traffic. Let's take a good look at what we are dealing with here. This is going to be I-24 at Martin Springs. Traffic here in Nashville, let's, as we try to wrap our heads around what we've just experienced here over the last 30 minutes or so with this tornado warning across Franklin County, we can tell you that the traffic here in Nashville is fairly tame compared to what you're facing as you make that drive going down Mount Eagle through the Franklin County area towards Chattanooga, towards South Pittsburgh, and places like that. This is the place where, and again, anybody who's ever made the trip from Nashville to Chattanooga by car, you will be familiar with some of these spots here on Mount Eagle. First of all, you have to climb the mountain there, get to the top, then you have to go down that steep side of the mountain as well. It's picturesque in the daytime when the sun is out. It's beautiful. When in conditions like this, it's got to feel very treacherous. This is a truck stop where a lot of trucks have to stop by. You can see the lightning has been lighting up this area here in a big way, causing a lot of trucks at times. We couldn't even see them out there on the roads. We can see them now, but they've been through quite a bit just to get there. We'll let you know about anything else that's happening out there on the roads as we get more information with Steer Clear Traffic live through 9.
Coming up, a state law could reverse police reforms put in place after Tyree Nichols was killed over in Memphis. And the Vols are the #1 seed in this year's SEC tournament, but can they...
Thing we can create right now at Floor & Decor.
All law firms are not the same. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. 5:14 is the time. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a busy Friday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover. Jennifer Waddell has the morning off. We're going to get right back to our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bovis, because you have been busy updating folks over in Franklin County about possible tornado warnings. So I know folks here in Nashville are wondering too, hey, what am I waking up to? What is the area that I need to be concerned about?
We'll break it down area by area to let you know what to expect.
Okay.
If you're in Franklin, and I'm not talking Franklin, I'm talking Franklin County specifically. Now, we had a tornado warning for the last half hour. That is going to expire here in about 12 seconds from now. It actually has already been lifted. It'll come off the radar in that momentary, so you might actually even see it here on your screen go away in a few moments. This was the one last push of weather that we had moving overnight. We only had one severe thunderstorm warning in the Columbia area around 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, here's how it works. If you're in southern Kentucky, you've seen almost nothing here the last couple of hours. You're good to go. Light rainfall in the green. Nashville on north through middle Tennessee. Good to go. Light to moderate rainfall, could be a clap of thunder later, nothing to worry about. And even as far south as Winchester, like I mentioned, there it goes. Warning has been gone for the last 7-8 minutes. We got away from it to get us back to where we know we're in a good place again. Nothing else to worry about for just about everyone now. This is the last thunderstorm, and that was the only tornado warning overnight, and it popped up like that. The atmosphere said, ooh, I got a little bit of something to work with, and that's what it did. No confirmation in Franklin County if we had anything that actually touched the ground, but I will tell you, many areas still in our southeasternmost counties, the lightning is beyond impressive. It has been almost overwhelming, not just for people that are having to wake up to it, but even our traffic cameras having a hard time finding it. I want to stress everywhere to the north and west of that last little band of rain is not in a code red weather alert. We're going to re-rack for the rest of today. We'll track what is out there when it comes to our rainfall nearer Nashville coming up in a few minutes. Right now, we'll take a look at the roadways. Justin, thanks for your help earlier too. Those cameras were really showing that lightning show.
It certainly was, and we're still seeing the remnants of that on some of those cameras out there, like this one at I-24 Martin Springs there, just south of Mount Eagle as you make that drive out and about. As you head towards South Pittsburgh there, ultimately towards Chattanooga. This is pretty far out, but still wanted to show the continued lightning that is falling in areas like this and the trucks that are having to deal with it out there. So heads up if you're headed towards Chattanooga for any reasons, just know this could still be a slowdown even an hour from now because of whatever may have happened and whatever damage that storm may have caused. Back here in Metro Nashville, we are dealing with a crash, and that one is happening here. I-40 at Fester's Lane coming out of downtown Nashville. You can see where they've TDOT has set up shop there on the shoulder of the road. They got one car that is involved in a crash here that's shutting down one lane. In order to steer clear of this, you could jump off a little bit earlier and make your way down Hermitage Avenue here to get around this. But unfortunately, it's tough maneuvering around this, to be just honest with you. You just want to give yourself an extra 15 minutes or so to get out of downtown and steer clear of this particular crash.
Justin, thank you. We also have breaking news this Friday morning. Metro Police say U.S. Marshals arrested a man in Utah who is now charged with murder after his girlfriend and her unborn baby were poisoned, and this happened last year. 27-year-old Blasey Taylor left Nashville, though, after the deaths. That's according to police. Jade Benning died back on March 6 of 2023. Police say she had a medical emergency February 25th. Investigators say Taylor poisoned Benning without her knowledge while visiting her apartment. Metro Police say they are going to be now working with Utah authorities in order to get Taylor back to Nashville for trial. State lawmakers just sent a bill to Governor Bill Lee to undo police reform put in place after the deadly beating of Tyre Nichols in Memphis last year. For weeks, the Republican-controlled legislature worked to overturn the ordinance adopted by the Memphis City Council. Now, this ordinance bans certain traffic stops for minor violations, like a broken taillight. The bill passed by the legislature ends the changes in Memphis and makes police standards statewide. In Operation Crime and Justice, a jury finding the father of a Michigan school shooter guilty on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors say James Crumbly failed to properly store the gun his son used to kill 4 classmates over at Oxford High School. Well, the jury also concluded that he failed to get his son help for mental health issues. After the ruling, prosecutor Karen McDonald called the epidemic of gun violence a public health crisis. Listen.
It's the #1 cause of death for children in this country. So I refuse to take a victory lap with these prosecutions. It will not bring back these kids. We have a lot more work to do.
Crumbley's wife was convicted on the same charges just last month. It makes them the first parents in the U.S. to be held legally responsible for a mass shooting by a child. They're going to be set for sentenced on April 9th. Well, new this morning, chances are you heard the storms and you're waking up to lightning depending on where you are. And we're getting a closer look at some of the damage on your screen left behind by a suspected tornado outbreak over in Ohio. Yeah, take a look at this. It was a scene early this morning in Darkey County. You can see the level of destruction left behind by those strong storms, severe winds. First responders reported rescuing people trapped in debris. We're also told 2 people were taken to the hospital with injuries. We're working right now, making calls on Fox 17 News, trying to get some more updates. But again, that's out of Ohio. Happening today, basketball fans in town. Tennessee basketball taking the court over at Bridgestone Arena. So much excitement when it comes to the SEC men's tournament. Number 1 seeded Tennessee Vols playing number 9 Mississippi State. That begins this afternoon, 1 o'clock. It's the quarterfinals round, okay? And the Vols did not play until now because they're the number 1 seed. You can count on Fox 17 News to have complete coverage on air and online over at fox17.com. Some city leaders in Hendersonville, they're asking for a pay raise for paramedics. Others claim without a pay raise, many of their...
They were very efficient. Being a member here at Southeast Financial, I can honestly say I'm a satisfied customer.
.523 is the time. City leaders in Hendersonville want to give firefighters who are trained as paramedics more money. Right now, firefighters who are trained as paramedics get an extra $3,600 just for being a paramedic. But some city leaders want to increase that number to $6,000. Now, there's a good reason behind this. Here's the fire chief to explain.
My concern as a fire chief to help people in the community is if we're not competitive with pay, we are going to have a retention problem. Now, that's my speculation. I don't have any numbers to support that. I just know that we're bringing in a younger workforce, $5 an hour down the street or $5 more an hour down the street. That's what they're focused on.
Now, the city of Hendersonville says they want to compete with a couple of different types of governments around them. The county, Sumner County, is also paying their paramedics, who are firefighters and paramedics combo, a little bit extra. They also say that the city of Gallatin is looking to increase the amount of money they are giving their firefighters who are trained as paramedics. The city of Hendersonville wants to go even further than this, though. I'll explain what they mean coming up in a few.
5:24 your time, and taking a look at top of the radar. And boy, has the last 45 minutes really gone from a lot of activity here to things finally starting to exhale a little bit for us. Nashville, you've been fine for a couple of hours. Same with Murfreesboro. Columbia, no thunderstorms really tracking through your area since about 2 o'clock this morning. Now we're working through some light to moderate steady rainfall. One flashing box outside of Middle Tennessee moving toward Chattanooga. That is the remnants of the tornado warning that we had in Franklin County. That is no longer a warning. Franklin County, though, still seeing tons of lightning on the radar here for us this morning. But areas like Murfreesboro going south and east 24, even north and west on 24, you've seen so much water. Just be careful driving around now this morning. This is a non-severe threat for everyone who is north of I-40 and really west of I-65. It just says this little patch here. We'll keep our eyes on for the next half hour. Then that's it. We're done. But these areas of oranges and yellows still showing us some decent rainfall coming down. All this moving to the bottom right-hand side of your screen. And I guarantee you we're going to have some ponding and some areas of some standing water this morning. Even if it's not even raining that hard, we've had some areas that have seen 2 to 3 inches of rain since 10 p.m. That is a lot to put down really quickly, and not all of it's found where to go yet. When it finds those low-lying areas, we'll start seeing those water levels rise a little bit. I'm going to show you radar estimates of rainfall and get you through your next 7 days and your upcoming weekend. First, coming up in a few minutes, right now, back out on the roadways.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic at 5:26. Here's a quick look at what we're dealing with at I-40 at Fester's Lane, just east of downtown Nashville. You can see right here we've got the TDOT truck who is there dealing with the leftovers of a crash that is shutting down one lane. It doesn't look that bad from right here, but when you switch our cameras and go a little further back, this is I-24 at Shelby. This is about a mile and a half before where that crash is, and you can see how slow the traffic is at this time of the morning. So it is going to cost you an extra few minutes. I would suspect an extra 10 to 15 minutes if you're trying to make your way, say, from Madison towards the airport. You want to give yourself some extra time, especially from, say, Jefferson Street towards the airport. You want to give yourself some extra time until they get that crash moved out of the way. Until then, the best way to steer clear, you can jump off early, try to take Hermitage Avenue, but it isn't worth it. Give yourself the extra moments to stay there on the interstate.
Coming up in a few minutes, I'll have latest on the search for the missing University of Missouri student. Stay with us.
Plus, we've got the newest efforts to oust the current.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Waking up to showers and thunderstorms overnight into very early this morning. Right now, things are moving out when it comes to our heaviest rainfall and lightning potential. We're not done, though. We'll take a look at what is on the radar every 5 minutes and what has changed since you went to bed last night in your Code Red forecast.
And now on Fox 17 News this Friday morning, crews continuing to search for this 22-year-old student who went missing after walking out of a Broadway bar on last Friday. What we know about his last whereabouts. Plus, continuing coverage of Tennessee State University's Board of Trustees, what TSU staff is saying about the latest attempts to vacate the board. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a busy Friday morning on Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover. Jennifer Waddell has the morning off. Now listen, we are not in a Code Red weather alert, but we do want to start with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bobus, to really get a good explanation of what happened and where are we going. You have been very busy, sir.
That is every time you wake up, say you go to bed and we say Code Red, strong storms overnight, severe weather, and then you don't get anything, but then you wake up at 4:45 and I'm talking about the lone tornado warning we had overnight in Franklin County, Tennessee, but you live in Nashville. You might go, oh gosh, is this the beginning of something that I've got to worry about? We're at the end of anything to worry about. So where we go from here is the big question. Overnight while you were asleep, or if you're just waking up right now, 2 to 3 inches of rain came down. That is a lot of rain since 10 p.m. It is light to moderate at best. Lightning indicator is turned on. All of that lightning is down in our southernmost counties toward Franklin County. Most of us are just seeing that steady rainfall that is going to begin to pond on a lot of our roadways here and could cause you some headaches. The sun doesn't rise until 7 o'clock. Keep that in mind. We're out of the Code Red threat. So what changed overnight? The timing moved up by 2 hours. Usually you get a cold front, which is moving in, and you have the storms, and they kind of line up, and the storms kind of race against it. Well, the storms got too fast, and they got into air that didn't necessarily give them as much ingredients as they needed, except for that one warning that we had. So we're going to change that little moniker right here in a few moments to say we had one warning overnight. We don't have any more expected here this morning. We have gotten out of the atmosphere that we would need to have that. Today, we're starting off in the 60s. That rain is going to be persistent. We're going to track what is out there, know that 69 degrees, that's the high later on this afternoon.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get a good look here at I-40 at Fessler's Lane. This is just east of downtown Nashville. They have got one lane tied up because of a crash that's pushing through that area. So heads up in that area. If you make your way out of downtown Nashville, this is part of what you're facing there. Other than that, we're doing okay. This is back behind it. Traffic is starting to improve a little bit as more and more people are finding ways to navigate around that crash. Ahead of this, we're going to take you to other areas of town. Just know the rain has been falling. Streets like this are going to be wet no matter where you are. From Clarksville to Murfreesboro, it's going to be wet this morning.
Justin, thank you. We are continuing to track overnight storm damage. Right now, we're taking a live look in your lower right-hand corner there. This is Charlotte Avenue over in West Nashville. We're also mapping it out for you. We're zooming into crews who are working in the rain out there in those heavy showers. They're trying to restore the power outages, the power lines that are in that area. So this is what you're getting a live look at right now. I was checking the NES power outage map, and right now it says about 200 customers are being impacted, and that doesn't seem like a lot, but surely if you're waking up this morning and you're one of the folks who are dealing with this outage, yeah, it's not a good place to be in. So again, we're taking live looks right here in West Nashville over on Charlotte Avenue, and be mindful too, okay? I see some folks who are driving by. Slow down your speed if you see the crew members out there working. They're trying to restore power. We'll be sure to take more live looks out there and update the NES power outage map for you as we continue on this Friday morning.
Disbelief, this bad dream, wake up, be able to hug my son.
Riley Strain's family says it is a nightmare, and it's one that is still not over. Officials say they have not yet found the 22-year-old University of Missouri student. Right now, our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live, bringing us the very latest updates on where this search effort is standing. Hi there, Karen.
Hi there, Erica. Well, it's been a week today since 22-year-old Riley Strain has been missing, and crews have been continually searching for him. One of the last locations they searched is right behind me, and for some perspective, this is between the bridge on Robertson Parkway and the bridge you see there on Woodland Street. Crews yesterday searched the Cumberland River, also buildings, and by air in a helicopter, but still nothing. What we know so far is that University of Missouri student was asked to leave Luke Bryan's bar on Broadway over the weekend for being too drunk. He then crossed over to 3rd Avenue to Church Street. That's where he took a right, walking all the way down till it turned into Gay Street. And that was his last known location between the two bridges I just showed you. It was near a homeless encampment. Metro Police tells us if they suspect foul play.
Right now, we have no idea what happened with this gentleman. We don't believe that there's any crime involved, however, so all of our resources right now are dedicated towards locating him, and then once we find him, to try to see if there's any kind of, medical attention, something that he may need, and obviously we're looking for a positive outcome.
Police are working to speaking to witnesses and continue to investigate. They ask if anyone has any information to please contact them. Reporting live in downtown, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you so much for that update there. We also have continuing coverage as a bill allowing state lawmakers to vacate the Board of Trustees at Tennessee State University is moving forward. So we're continuing to get some more updates about this. We do understand members of the Senate Finance Committee approved the bill this week, minutes after greenlighting TSU's annual budget request with a neutral recommendation. If this bill passes, TSU's 10-member board will be out effective June 30th. The governor would then be charged with appointing a new board. House Democrats are trying to find a compromise, though, that would keep 4 or 5 members of that current board. Listen here.
Hopefully we'll be able to, again, get something drafted up and have the House look at a amenable compromise that gets us to a place where we can retain a good number of institutional memories at the university.
GOP lawmakers took aim at the TSU board after a state audit revealed accounting problems and revealed the president offered scholarships to students the university did not have room for. TSU staff says the move is an attempt to take control of the school. Just about 5:37, the Murfreesboro Airport receiving accolades. We're going to tell you why the airport, some say, is a standout. And this viral tote bag making a comeback this summer.
6 months free financing. Electronic Express. We make it happen.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Welcome back. Just about 5:40. The Murfreesboro Airport, though, being selected as the 2023 Airport of the Year. This is all based on a recent ranking. The Tennessee Aeronautics Commission selected the airport for this particular honor, though. It's listed a number of improvement projects over the last couple of years, like a new business center, upgraded terminal, and completion of a major airfield pavement repair project as the reasoning behind this award. Let's talk about some interesting head-scratcher consumer news. The latest It collectible will have another life. And maybe you haven't heard of this story, but listen up. Trader Joe's, they have a mini canvas tote bag. It sells for $2.99, but now it's being resold on eBay and other social media sites like Facebook Marketplace for as much as $1,000. And why? I really don't understand, but okay. Trader Joe's says that the totes are going to be making a return in late summer. So if you see one out there at Trader Joe's, maybe just go ahead and snag it. We're going to check in now with our Code Red meteorologist because a lot of folks, Greg, are waking up. Maybe they're still hearing thunder and they're wondering, are we still in a Code Red weather alert?
We are not. And really, we canceled Code Red going into the 4 o'clock hour. We looked really, really good. And then one thunderstorm took everything it could out of the atmosphere, and it gave us a tornado warning in Franklin County Franklin County, Tennessee. Overnight, that was the last one that we're going to see. Rain begins to die down throughout the morning into the afternoon. Right now, 95% of us just have steady, light to moderate rainfall that has not quit over the course of the last several hours. It's giving us ponding. It's giving us visibility issues. Still a lot of lightning in our far southernmost communities. Keep that in mind. Future track. What does it mean for the rest of today? Pretty good looking and pretty accurate start of future track here at 5 a.m. continuing through 6 and then 7, 8 and 9 o'clock. Most of our rain pivots down toward south of I-40 by the end of the 9 o'clock hour. And then the afternoon, a few of these light little showers will move through. This is all the way through 5 p.m. If you've got evening plans or plans tonight, know that you want an umbrella for sure. A few more showers move in. The bulk of our rain has already come down. The lightning, for the most part, has moved out. You might get 1 or 2 rumbles later today, but we are done with the heaviest of our rainfall for the rest of today.
Still clear traffic out there this morning. Let's talk about what we picked up here on I-24 at I-440. There is a crash here as you make your way into town that is slowing things up quite a bit. I-24, again, I-440 shut down 1 lane. The best way to steer clear of this, well, it depends on where you're coming from. If you're coming from the Antioch area, Hillsboro Village, you want to stay on Murfreesboro Road. That'll help you deal with this. Perhaps if you're coming in from the other areas of town. When I say Hillsboro, I don't mean that. I mean Nashville Village. Coming into town, you want to take on Murfreesboro Road. If you're coming in from the east side, you want to use things like Elm Hill Pike or Lebanon Pike is the best way to steer clear of this crash. We're following other things around town. We'll get to those coming up in a few.
Coming up, storms nationwide causing some really bad damage. We're going to show you the latest from across the U.S. and more Code Red updates.
Hancock Diamonds, Goodlettsville, or HancockDiamonds.com.
Yes, that is one way to start a Friday. The NFL free agency period officially started yesterday, on Wednesday, and already head coach Brian Callahan has signed a handful of key players for his first team. Fox 17 sports director Jill Jonick has been helping us cover the free agent frenzy all this week and has so much more on the Titans' new faces.
Titans head coach Brian Callahan and his staff jumping all over free agency this week, signing 4 new players to the team. Cornerback Chidobe Awuzie, linebacker Kenneth Murray, center Lloyd Cushenberry, and also running back Tony Pollard are now officially Titans. All of them speaking to the media on Thursday, and they all said the same sentiment. They said they're excited to be here in Nashville, but more importantly, to play a part in what's building here in Tennessee.
Really excited. This was actually a team I did a pre-draft visit coming out in 2017, so I'm a little familiar with the area and, seeing a lot of energy in the building, a lot of the guys that I met today, coaches, staff, everybody just has a smile on their face and really happy, so I feel like I'm a fit in.
Being here, the energy here has been immaculate. I think this place is up and coming. I just want to be a part of something special.
Looking forward to it, man. I kept getting the feeling, it was just time for change. It's time for something new, and this opportunity presented itself. I'm just glad I'm here.
Felt like this was the place for me to be, especially coming back home with family so close, and just talking to the coaches, being here, being around, just feeling the energy of the new staff and the new guys in the building. No, it's not like places where you go and, they've been there 10, 15 years and it kind of gets like going through the motions. So you kind of feel the energy and it just felt like a place I needed to be.
Titans are expected to sign a handful of other players this week, including former Jaguars and Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley. That signing expected to come in the next 24 to 48 hours. Reporting from Titans practice facility, Jill Jonick, Fox 17 Sports, your Code Red station.
Jill, thank you so much. And local headlines right now. Passengers at Nashville's International Airport have more than doubled over the last decade. I don't think that comes as any kind of surprise to us, but that is according to airport leaders. That statistic, though, could drastically increase as BNA eyes 6 European markets. At a roundtable with Mayor Freddie O'Connell last week, BNA CEO said that his teams, yes, are working to increase international travel. He also said they're eyeing Iceland, Ireland, the Netherlands, Germany, France, and possibly Italy. He said airport leaders are attending a world conference this month. It's all part of an attempt, he says, to convince them that it will be profitable that they come to Nashville. The airport, by the way, currently services about 65,000 passengers per day. Meanwhile, several airlines are dealing with business changes, all in order to overcome Boeing's plane problems. A Wall Street Journal report says air carriers like Southwest, Alaska Airlines, and United, they will make changes as Boeing has slowed production and shipped fewer planes like the 737 MAX jet airlines. Southwest says it may trim flights in the second half of this year. Alaska faces profit losses of $150 million, all from a January Boeing plane flight door plug blowout. And United says it may shop for Airbus planes to replace their Boeing MAX 10 jets. Boeing is well under a goal of making 38 MAX planes a month and is promising production and quality check changes. Well, severe storms pounding a 3-state area in the Midwest yesterday and causing several tornadoes, creating so much damage and just chaos. The storm smacking the Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky region with tornadoes heading towards property, damaging homes, and taking down power lines. We're going to show you the video right here on your screen. Look at this. This is a tornado near Madison, Indiana. Okay, Indiana. One utility tracker says 34,000 customers were without power in Ohio. Meanwhile, in Kentucky, one emergency management director says storms damaged at least 50 buildings over in Trimble County. So right now, we do want to check in with our Code Red meteorologist to find out what's happening here in Middle Tennessee. Greg, are we going to see some more showers? Do we have some more concerns this Friday?
No major concerns when it comes to any more warnings, but definitely rain coming down for most of us here. Light to moderate rainfall, not a lot of lightning happening right now either, which is good. We've kind of turned that page. But overnight, we got the last little taste of what they really had in the Midwest. Here's the big picture, what we just talked about, the areas that had those tornado warnings. So here we go. Let's go to the last 12 hours. Yellow boxes meaning tornado watches. All the flashing boxes, tornado warnings through Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio. And we've got a lot more video to show you throughout this morning of places that were very heavily impacted by this. We had our one tornado warning in Franklin County, Tennessee about 45 minutes ago. That has since expired, and now back home, our look at the radar, our current look at the radar is much better. Yellows, oranges, they just show some decent rainfall that is still coming down. Taking a look though, we mentioned BNA, we mentioned flights, we mentioned all the different things here that could be impacting the start to your day. What does the weather mean? Getting to the airport this morning, 61 degrees at 9 a.m. Lunchtime, 67 degrees and then 68 at 3 p.m. A chance for a shower or weak thunderstorm throughout the morning, but our severe weather threat is completely gone for the rest of today. What to wear is the question. Let's open the closet and take a look. Grab the umbrella. Rain boots or some sort of boot are going to help you. You're going to have a lot of puddles to walk through today. We're not going shorts and t-shirts today. I would go long pants, t-shirt, raincoat if you got it. It's going to help you out a ton here today. Coming up in the next look at your forecast, we will look at future track and also your 7-day forecast. Let's work you into St. Patrick's Day weekend and the end of the SEC tournament, Saturday into Sunday.
Clear traffic this morning. Let's get you to I-24 and I-440. We are dealing with a crash over there in that location, slowing things up for you. You want to try to use Murfreesboro Pike is the best way to steer clear of that. We'll follow other things out there on the roads for you this morning. We were following an earlier crash. It's still there. I-40 at Fester's Lane, making that drive into town. This is out of town, actually. Coming out of downtown is where this crash is. So heads up on that. Give yourself some extra time if you're trying to get towards the airport.
Justin, thank you. Just about 5:52 and slither up to this idea. Yeah, we're going to explain why some experts are now encouraging folks to begin eating snakes, of all things. Okay. And how you
in every department. Make your tax refund go even further with up to 40% off. Plus, get up to 36 months free financing. Electronic Express. We make it happen.
At 5:54, do want to check in now with the Nashville skyline, and some of us are waking up to some lightning, a little roll of thunder out there, but we are no longer in a code red weather alert. I did a time check at 5:33 looking in with the NES power outages. It was at 200 customers. That number, good news, has gone down to 58 customers. We're going to have your full forecast and tell you, how much rain you can expect throughout this Friday and into the weekend in just a couple of minutes. We also want to let you know that nearly 2/3 of fourth graders in the U.S. struggle to read at grade level, which is why Fox 17 News and our parent company, Sinclair Broadcasting, we are partnering with Reading is Fundamental. It's all part of our ongoing effort to support children's literacy. So if you want to get involved, do me a favor, scan the QR code that's right there on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. That way you can get involved with our virtual book drive. If you do not like snakes, perhaps don't really listen to this, but here we go. If you're looking for something new to grill at the next cookout, do not invite me. Here's an idea: snake meat. Seriously, snake meat. Scientists are now touting snake meat as an easy way when it comes to farming. Researchers say they looked at specifically pythons, and they found that the scaly reptiles were more efficient to raise than other livestock, requiring less food, less water, and they also grow quickly. Oh, researchers say pythons could be used as a food source and could help combat global hunger. What do you think? Please let me know. All right, happening tomorrow, the 14th annual Lucky Stash Bash, a St. Patrick's Day block party, is going to be happening at noon at Barstool, Nashville. You can expect a day-long festival featuring nationally recognized artists across multiple stages. They're going to have some specials out there, a lot of updates from out there in that field. Tickets are going to be $25 for general admission and then $40 for VIP. You do have to be 21 or over to attend. We're going to check in now with our Code Red meteorologist. I know you were talking about the St. Patty's Day parade. And we have a lot of festivities and so many visitors in town for the SEC men's basketball tournament.
This is a real big weekend here in Music City, and you just went through some severe weather and some thunderstorms overnight. Now you're waking up here. We look pretty good to go. We had the parade of rain overnight, which is continuing. Now the parade tomorrow. Does that bring rain for us here? The St. Patrick's Day Parade, East Nashville, 10 a.m. things will start. Quite frankly, it's not a bad morning. I mean, we're going to have temperatures that are going to be in the 50s. We're talking 52 degrees at 9 a.m., 54 at 10, and 57 at 11 o'clock. But as far as the forecast goes, rain chances are very limited in this forecast for you. That's good news. Most of this dying down here throughout the rest of today and going into tomorrow itself. What does the 7-day look like? Because maybe you're visiting and you are here the whole weekend, and you got in yesterday and you went, wow, it's 80 degrees in Nashville. This is great. And you leave on Monday. You're going to wake up at 31 degrees. I hope you have your winter coat. Because if you're going back to the airport and you have a t-shirt and shorts going on, you're going to be real cold. Because we go really quickly from nice temperatures to that winter kind of a feel. A hint of it even during the afternoon on Monday. But the weekend itself looks good. Tracking some light to moderate rainfall on the radar. No claps of thunder or lightning right now unless you are in our far southernmost counties. We'll get a look right at the radar and begin to track again as soon as we go into our 6 o'clock half hour in a few minutes.
Clear, clear traffic out there. Let's get to I-24 and I-440, making that drive into town. Heads up as you try to make your way in. One lane shut down because of an earlier crash here. As you make that drive just past the 440 junction there, you could try to use Murfreesboro Road, Elm Hill Pike, Lebanon Pike is the best way to steer clear. We're still dealing with that earlier crash, and it's still there. I-40 at Fester's Lane. Something's going on here. They've got the cone set up, so we're going to switch cameras and get a better look at what's going on here, because it is slowing things down back behind it as you try to come out of downtown Nashville going towards the airport. This is going to get your way. Give yourself an extra 10 to 15 minutes just to get through this. Once you get on the other side of Fester's Lane, you're going to be doing fine headed out towards the south or the east.
Justin, thank you so much for this update. Hey, check this out. Your eyes right now are not deceiving you. These are 3 baby cows, and they look exactly alike. The triplet calves were found over in North Dakota on a cattle ranch. All 3 were born healthy. They are cuties. It's estimated, though, that only 1 out of every 105,000 cows gives birth to triplets. Didn't know that. We do want to let you know about Best Buy issuing a recall for their air fryers due to fire and burn risk. So big story here. So many air fryer users. The recall impacts more than 280,000 Insignia brand air fryers and air fryer ovens. So take a look at your screen, okay? The products were sold between November of 2021 and November of 2023. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says complaints include overheating, melting, glass shattering, and 6 reports of fires. No injuries of property damage, though, have been reported, but owners are urged to stop using the products immediately. By the way, Best Buy is offering a refund or store credits. For more updates, go to fox17.com. We are going to check in now for our Fox17.com website and see what areas, or what stories rather, are trending. And it is this one, our Code Red Weather Alert, talking about the severe weather in the mid-state. We're going to continue letting you know what to expect throughout today and this weekend. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Friday morning, a man is under arrest for the poisoning death of his girlfriend and her unborn child. Why Metro Nashville police say he's being charged after a year after the deaths.
Crews are still searching for the missing University of Missouri student. Coming up, we'll tell you what we know.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News this busy Friday morning. I'm Erica Glover. Jennifer Waddell has the morning off. Well, overnight, the Midwest and Southeast seeing catastrophic storms. So we're going to check in now with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bobis. And Greg, I know a lot of folks are waking up saying, what happened overnight? Am I going to have to deal with some issues today?
Yeah, that's the big story here is when you went to bed, the timing changed a little bit here when it came to when the rain moved in and when it's going to be out of here. Initially, even about 12, 13 hours ago, it looked like the rain would move in around midnight, and it would be tracking through the Nashville area around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It got to Nashville around 1 o'clock in the morning, and then pulled down toward the south and east. It lowered our severe weather potential for most of Middle Tennessee, but we did have one lone tornado warning overnight in Franklin County, Tennessee, and we are hearing there are potential damage reports from that warned system. Does it mean it was damaging wind or a tornado on the ground? Way too early to know. That happened about an hour ago. Nothing on radar, nothing to worry about. The blue lights are on. We've got rain. It's steady. It's light in the Nashville area down toward Murfreesboro, McMinnville, and Tullahoma. It is more on the moderate side, so it's coming on a little bit harder for you. No real lightning concerns here for most of us here, especially well north of I-40. This is going to be a morning where the residual from all the rain when it comes to ponding is something we have to watch very carefully because some 2 to 3 inches of rain have come down across Middle Tennessee in the course of 6 hours. It has to find somewhere to go. Where's it going to go? All the low-lying areas, and some of those spots are located on some of our main highways. So we'll watch out throughout the rest of this morning. Just know that we're not in a Code Red weather alert. Temperatures right now are on the right side of your screen. You're waking up to near 60 degrees. This is the last warm morning you have for a long time, a big cool down, but we also dry out heading into the weekend. We'll take a look at that in a few. Right now, we'll try to get you on the roadways and see what we're picking up here this morning for your traffic.
All right, 2 different things we're looking at with steer clear traffic for you this morning. We're going to get started here at I-24 and I-440. This crash is going to affect you as you make your drive into town from places like Donaldson, Hermitage, Antioch, anywhere south and east of Nashville into town. This is where the slowdown is going to be right at the 440 junction, so heads up on that. Elm Hill Pike, Lebanon Pike, Murfreesboro Pike, all good ways to steer clear. The other crash we've been following is heading out of downtown. This is going to be I-40 near Fester's Lane coming out of downtown Nashville. We've got a T-Dot truck that is here. The cones are set up. Anytime the cones are out means they plan to be there for a little while. It's causing a bit of a backup. You could try to use Hermitage Avenue, which is down below this, to kind of get your way out of town, or Murfreesboro Road is another good way. We'll continue to watch things for you.
We have a breaking news update this morning. We understand Metro Police say U.S. Marshals have arrested a man over in Utah who is now charged with murder after his girlfriend and her unborn baby were poisoned last year. We're told 27-year-old Blasey Taylor moved from Nashville after the deaths. Jade Benning died on March 6 of 2023 after being hospitalized on February 25th. Investigators say Taylor poisoned Benning without her knowledge while visiting her apartment. Metro Police say they are now going to be working with Utah authorities trying to get Taylor back to Nashville for trial. And now Metro Police also say a shooting over on I-24 East in Antioch injured one person overnight. Take a look at this map. We understand it happened around the Haywood Lane exit. That person, we're told, was taken to the hospital for medical treatment. We'll work to get some more details and have updates both on air and online as we get them.
Disbelief, this bad dream, wake up, be able to hug my son.
Such a tough story here. Words from 22-year-old Riley Strain's stepfather you just heard from there. He wants to find his son. It has been a week since the University of Missouri student has been missing after he was kicked out of a Lower Broadway bar. That was last Friday night. Crews spending so much time yesterday on boat, on air, and just walking around searching for that missing 22-year-old. Our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live with an update on the search efforts.
Good morning, Erica. Riley Strain's stepdad describes this whole ordeal as a nightmare. As you can imagine, the pain of any parent not being able to know where their child is. Now, crews were searching the area behind me at the Woodland Street Bridge that you see right there, and between the James Robertson Parkway Bridge, including searching the river, and unfortunately officials still haven't found the University of Missouri student. This spot is where his last known location was on Friday night after he got kicked out of Luke Bryan's bar. Riley's family believes he was overserved, the TABC telling Fox 17 News that they are investigating that. We also know Riley intended to go to his Tempo Hotel, but instead went down 3rd Avenue towards Church Street, falling, getting up, then went to Gay Street and ended up in the location we just showed you. His dad believes he was last near a homeless encampment. Riley's stepdad says detectives are searching through any gaps from surveillance footage.
Don't think it would be that hard with a 2-minute video gap, but there's 2-minute gap. So we're just trying to find, did he get in a car? Did he fall? You know, is he with a homeless person that's taking care of him? You know, did he walk on down around the corner?
That's right. There are a lot of unanswered questions. You just heard there from Riley's stepdad, and we did contact Metro Police to see if those can be answered. At this moment, we know that police are investigating and will continue to search for him. Reporting live in downtown, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. There are some city leaders in Hendersonville asking for a pay raise for paramedics. Others claim without a pay raise, many of their staff will leave for higher paying jobs in other surrounding areas. But not everyone believes that. Our Justin McFarland has a story in minutes. And maybe you're heading out to South Florida for spring break. Maybe you want to get away from the sogginess of Middle Tennessee, because, you know, Monday it's going to be in the 30s.
Sign up, play our fantastic games, and if you don't get lucky on your first visit, you'll get up to $250 on the house. Oak Grove Racing, Gaming, and Hotel. All kinds of awesome.
The Good Feet Store, improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
6:09 is the time. City leaders in Hendersonville want to give firefighters who are also trained as paramedics more money. Now, right now, they get an extra $3,600 just for being a paramedic, but some city leaders want to increase that number to $6,000. Now, the fire chief says they've got to do this in order to keep up with the other departments from other cities who are continuing to offer their firefighters who are paramedics more money.
If I was young again and looking at the department and looking at pay, I mean, Goodlettsville gives their paramedics 7% more money.
And how much?
Well, it just depends on where they're at on the pay scale. I can't give you that number, sorry. Franklin pays their paramedics $11,000. Brentwood pays theirs $6,500. So there's a wide array. Murfreesboro pays them 7.5% more.
The fire chief went on to say that the city of Hendersonville has also worked out a deal with Vol State to make sure that paramedic training is widely available.
6:10, your time here this morning, and waking up here to the remnants of some storms overnight. Now we have some steady and consistent light to moderate rainfall out there, but we have put down so much rain that it's starting to pond here and find the low-lying areas. So out the door, we cannot rule out more rainfall and maybe even a weak clap of some thunder throughout 9 o'clock. Temperatures are very good, low 60s, but visibility is down. The rain is already there and it continues to come down. It's going to slow you from point A to point B no matter which way you look at it. Rainfall especially south of I-40 through about 9 o'clock this morning. Keep that in mind. Now it gets a little expansive going to 10 o'clock and then in toward the afternoon, little hit and miss showers, and again maybe a little rumble of thunder. We're not worried about severe weather with this, and most of it will be forecasted with the on and off rain that tracks in and out of the neighborhood. You want the umbrella, and I'm already saying give yourself at least a good 10-15 extra minutes to get out the door, so we're not stressing trying to get out the door, because when we're the person who's stressed, we might not drive as safely, and then we just get into a whole world of not good stuff. Taking a look, rain doesn't end until after 9 o'clock tonight, then we are okay. Saturday and Sunday, nothing to worry about, just temperatures going down, down, down all the way until Monday. In the next check of the forecast, we will look at that 7-day and the progression of 80 degrees yesterday to a 30-degree morning early next week. Very quick turnaround.
Clear traffic for you this morning. Let's talk about a couple of things that you could be facing out the door. Let's get started here. I-24 at I-440 just east of downtown. We've got crews on the scene dealing with a crash here that is slowing things down coming in from the Antioch area. What can you do about it? 3 roads for you. You got Murfreesboro Road if you're coming in from the Nashville Village area there, making that drive up Murfreesboro Road and keep going instead of jumping on Briley or 24. Just keep rolling with that. You can also use Elm Hill Pike or Lebanon Pike if you're coming in from Donaldson or Hermitage. 25 minutes in this morning from Mount Juliet, 64 minutes in from Murfreesboro, 27 minutes in from Franklin so far. It is the end of an era on West End. We're going to tell you why Vanderbilt University decided to part ways with their head coach, Jerry Stackhouse.
TikTok CEO responds to the house.
Storm alerts. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red Weather app.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Sarah Chevrolet Buick GMC of Nashville.
At 6:14, we do have breaking news when it comes to international headlines this morning. A ship carrying 200 tons of aid is approaching the coast of Gaza. Now, this ship is part of a mission to create a sea route from Cyprus to bring more help to the war-torn area. This ship, we understand, left Cyprus Tuesday, towing a barge loaded with food sent by World Central Kitchen. Yeah, it was spotted off of Gaza's coast early this Friday morning. Now to sports news. It's the end of an era for the Jerry Stackhouse people in Nashville. Vanderbilt officially parting ways with its men's basketball coach yesterday after one of the worst seasons in program history. The Commodore season ended Wednesday with an opening round loss in the SEC tournament to Arkansas. The Doors finishing the season 9-23, second to last in the SEC with just 4 conference wins. 5 years in Vandy, okay? Stackhouse had 20 losses and never qualified for the NCAA tournament. After the loss, Stackhouse reflected on the disappointing season. Listen.
Been a long season, not the season that we hoped for. But again, I'm so proud of my guys, so proud of how they competed and how they've grown. But we understand that this is it's a results business, and then the results hadn't been there. Obviously, there's some context behind those results, but at the end of the day, I understand that.
Vanderbilt has the second longest NCAA tournament drought of any program in the SEC behind Georgia. We're going to talk about storm, though. Wicked weather damage has been reported in Logan County, Kentucky, or Ohio, rather. Look at this video after a possible tornado touched down Thursday night. I mean, goodness. Logan County is about 54 miles north of Dayton. It's unknown, though, if there were any injuries because the sun not up just yet. But county emergency officials do say the tornado caused significant damage. The sheriff says mobile home parks in the towns of Lakeview and Russell's Point took a direct hit. Emergency officials in the town of Indian Lake say at least 6 people were injured during that storm. Man, that video, you can see all the lightning. And Greg, earlier this morning around 4:45, you were tracking similar lightning issues over in Franklin County near Chattanooga.
Yeah, we had our own tornado warning down there. So far, no real reports of damage or anything that we can confirm at this point. We're only about an hour removed from that system moving through. And yeah, the Logan County area that you mentioned just north of Dayton, that's the last place that I lived and I was doing this job.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, this is one of those things where this type of atmosphere that we've been in across most of this country has given us a chance overnight into this morning to see some weather that has just not been good. We actually kind of lucked out. I know there was one warning in Franklin County, Tennessee, but that compared to what it could have been, we have to thank the timing moving up. These storms moved in a little bit quicker for us, and because they did so, they got ahead of a cold front and they didn't have as much to work with when it comes to gas in the gas tank to keep the car going. Main threat overnight was wind. Heavy rain did take over. 1 to 3 inches of rainfall we saw. Visibility getting a little bit better downtown right now because the rain has gotten a little bit lighter over the course of the last hour. So that's at least good news for us. What does this mean for lunchtime? Believe it or not, many dry hours are ahead of us. Not completely dry. Don't hear me wrong there. There will be a few more showers that take us late morning into early afternoon and maybe a clap of thunder, but it's not a guarantee that everyone gets additional rain once this morning batch is out of here around 9:30. Temperatures will hover in the mid to upper 60s, so not nearly as warm as yesterday. Not even close, but definitely still not bad compared to what is moving our way. 66 degrees tomorrow, 61 for St. Patrick's Day on Sunday. If you've got weekend plans, whether it be anything St. Patty's Day related or maybe the men's SEC tournament, taking place here, wrapping up Saturday and into Sunday. Everything looking dry, just a little bit cooler in the 60s. Monday will be a shock to the system. Look up. 48 degrees, high temperature. You're going to wake up in the upper 20s to right near 30 on Monday morning.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take a good look at what we're dealing with on I-24 and I-440. As you make that drive out and about, we are still dealing with a car that is crashed over there on the shoulder of the road. TDOT is out there in full force. Look at that. A couple of TDOT trucks. Metro Police are out there, all slowing things up as you make your way in from the south and east side. You want to take Elm Hill Pike, Lebanon Pike, Murfreesboro Road. Those three will help you steer clear of whatever this is. This is I-440 coming out of downtown, around the Fester's Lane area. If you're trying to come from downtown Nashville towards the airport, you're going to run into this. You can try to take Murfreesboro Road to steer clear. My best advice, give yourself extra time. 10 to 15 minutes should do you well.
Let's talk about TikTok. The Senate is mulling its next steps following a strong bipartisan passage of a bill that would or could ban TikTok. Meanwhile, more folks are lining up offering to buy the social media giant. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has the TikTok story.
A bill that would force TikTok to separate from its Chinese parent company or face a ban in the U.S. is one step closer to becoming law. Its backers say China can access data and influence its users, but TikTok CEO is lobbying senators in person.
There's a lot of misinformation out there, and I intend to clarify it.
How would you characterize your meeting with him? How would you characterize it?
Productive.
Okay.
Productive.
Some have made careers through the app and are speaking out to help keep it around.
We're speaking for a lot of content creators out there who use TikTok to not only provide food for their families, but a lot of people use it for their, full support system. So.
The bill sailed through the House with strong bipartisan support, but it could face tougher scrutiny in the Senate.
We'll take a closer look at it, but I think there are serious national security risks.
The legislation would also have to withstand a likely challenge in the courts.
I have been and continue to be engaged with the Justice Department to make sure that that the House bill threads the needle on being able to withstand any kind of legal challenge.
Meanwhile, former Trump Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin has become the latest American to express interest in buying TikTok with a group of investors.
I am, because this should be owned by U.S. businesses. There's no way that the Chinese would ever let a U.S. company own something like this in China.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has not committed to a time to hear the bill. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Karen, thank you. And we always want to hear from y'all. In our live poll over on our X page, we asked, should TikTok be banned in the U.S.? Right now, 57.9% of you all say no. TikTok should not be banned in the U.S. There's still plenty of time to let us know what you think by going to our Fox Nashville X account. We're continuing to monitor storms across the Midwest and Southeast. Plus, what's happening here at home? What can you expect throughout this weekend? Thank you for waking up with us here. I want to show you a live look. We have a lot of visitors right in town for the SEC men's basketball tournament, so we're showing you a live look over on Lower Broadway. A soggy start, but hey, a lot of action. Vols fans, are you excited?
With your new Nissan here at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
Problem gambling surge.
Monday on Fox 17 News at 9.
6:24 is the time. What we do right now on Fox 17 News. Want to let you know that TBI has issued a silver alert for 64-year-old Carol Wheat. Carol Wheat stands at 5'3", has blonde hair and blue eyes, and we are showing you a photo on your screen. She was last seen in Nolensville around February 23rd. Crews believe she may be traveling in a red Mitsubishi Outlander with Michigan tag CAW13WF. She has a medical condition that could impact her ability to get home safely without help. You were asked if you see her to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Well, homeowners over in Brighton, Illinois, north of St. Louis, cleaning up after severe weather moved in. We're showing you some of the video here. You can see the light poles tipped over. This was early Thursday. Several power poles were knocked down, which left about 10,000 customers in the dark at one point. Many businesses, they had to close as a result of all the severe weather there. The National Weather Service says a tornado likely moved throughout this city. That area, though, expecting another round of storms Thursday night. That does lead to our weather update here. We are not in a code red weather alert, but certainly a lot going on overnight. You likely heard some rumbles out there, saw a lot of lightning. Right now, we're showing you a live look of the Nashville skyline. And listen, yes, we are off to a very soggy start. But looking ahead, we're talking about St. Patrick's Day. That is this weekend. And the St. Patrick's Day parade, that's going to be over in East Nashville Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's going to be a good one. Going to be 9 a.m., 52 degrees, then 11 a.m. up to 57. I would say go ahead and get outside and enjoy the sunshine and enjoy these temperatures, because Monday we're going to be in the 30s. Not kidding. We're going to have that full forecast, how you can get ready for next week, get that winter coat out in a couple of minutes.
Still clear traffic out there for you. Let's get you to the latest happening on I-24 and I-440. As you make that drive just east of downtown Nashville, you can see for yourself where traffic has slowed down because of a crash there on the shoulder of the road. If you're trying to make your drive in from places like Antioch or even places like Donaldson or Hermitage, because it's right there at the 440-24 split there at the junction. You want to try to take Murfreesboro Pike, Elm Hill Pike, or perhaps Pike is the best way to steer clear. Overall drive times, we're going to get to those in a second. I want to tell you about this crash coming out of downtown, slowing things down, not just from here, all the way back through Shelby Avenue. Things are slow. Give yourself 10 to 15 minutes to get out of downtown. They're trying to get this out of the way.
Justin, thank you. Okay, back to what's happening this weekend. Tomorrow, Saturday, Von Patrick's Day, or St. Patrick's Day in Germantown, is happening from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's going to be at Von Elrod's. That's where I got my pronunciations mixed up. It's an all-day event, okay, at their kitchen and indoor-outdoor patio. The party is going to feature steins of green beer, 8 bars, drink specials, food trucks, live music, and a best dressed contest. Tickets are $25 in advance, and they must be purchased online. They're not going to be sold at the door, so do keep that in mind. The event is only for 21 and up. It's a cash-free event, so do not forget your card if you want to get out there and enjoy. The University of Missouri student now missing for 7 days. We have some updates when it comes to the ongoing search efforts. And
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
a live look from Metro Center this soggy Friday morning. Scattered rain continuing into this afternoon, but listen up. Get the winter coats out for Monday and Tuesday morning. Some of us going to be waking up in the upper 20s. Yikes. And crews continuing to search for the student who went missing after walking out of a Lower Broadway bar last Friday. What we know about his last whereabouts. And continuing coverage of Tennessee State University's Board of Trustees. What TSU staff has to say about the latest attempts to vacate the board. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a busy Friday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover. Jennifer Waddell has the morning off. We want to get right on over to our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bovis, because Greg, I don't know about you, but I heard so much thunder. I saw lightning overnight. I was worried.
Oh, yes. I was sitting right there at the Weather Center watching what you were hearing. Yeah, definitely one of those overnight systems that moved in. And now we're on the back end of everything. Taking a look here, Portland down through Gallatin, out toward Dickson and Centerville. We're clearing out with this initial batch of rain showers. A few pop-ups are going to be there later on this morning and afternoon. Can't escape those, but it's not going to be this consistent, steady rainfall that we've had since almost 10 o'clock. Last night. Now we're talking about the rain moving toward East Tennessee. Still a few areas of the Cumberland Plateau with some decent rainfall, but not a single lightning strike in Middle Tennessee or Southern Kentucky in the last 15 minutes. One area, though, where we had a tornado warning about 2 hours ago, Franklin County, Tennessee, out through the Winchester area. You got light rainfall right now, and you get one more push of some moderate rain that will continue to have those levels rise a little bit when it comes to some ponding in spots. Some 2 to 3 inches of rain came down overnight. So low-lying areas and areas that are typical to just see some standing water. Watch out for those here this morning as you're heading out the door. 46 degrees goes up to 67 degrees later on this afternoon, so keep that in mind. It's a cool start. Temperatures have sunk down a little bit because of that rain that moved in, but we'll be up near 70 later on this afternoon.
Steer clear traffic out there for you. Let's get the latest look. Excuse me. Here we go. I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway. As you make that drive in from the Antioch area, things are running a bit slow. Things have slowed down quite a bit here as more and more people get on the road. So heads up in that area. You want to try to take Murfreesboro Road as the best way to steer clear while they continue to try and clear up some of the traffic. Some of this is just congestion as you make that drive in. Drive time from Murfreesboro into Nashville just over an hour right now. We'll continue to watch the roads here for you, let you know whatever else we find.
Disbelief, this bad dream, wake up, be able to hug my son.
Yeah, that stepfather, he says he just wants to hug his son. That's Riley Strain's stepfather, and that family, their nightmare is still not over. Crews say they have not yet found the University of Missouri student, just 22 years old. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar bringing us the very latest on where they stand in the ongoing search efforts.
Crews search this vicinity on air, on water, and on foot for 22-year-old Riley Strain, but unfortunately, he still has not been found. I want you to take a walk with me to look at the last location where his phone pinged the night he went missing. It's between the James Robertson Parkway Bridge to my left and to my right, the Woodland Street Bridge. And down on that road, you can see that there's a small homeless encampment. It might not be the same one, but Riley's family says that he was last seen near a homeless encampment. That's all we know so far. What we also know is that he was kicked out of Luke Bryan's bar on Friday for being too drunk, his family claiming he was overserved. Video shows he crossed the street and walked down 3rd Avenue towards Church Street and walked to Gay Street as well. His last known location was between the two bridges I showed you earlier. His stepfather tells us what he knows.
Right now, there are a couple of the homeless that have confirmed that they either spoke with him, but they know they saw him. So that's the detectives are kind of working with that, trying to get an idea of piecing where he went, which direction he went, just to get an idea where we need to focus next.
Metro Police don't believe a crime is involved at this time. However, they continue to investigate. They ask if anyone has information on where Riley might be to please contact authorities. Reporting in downtown, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. 6:35 is the time, and if you're just now waking up with us, we are not in a code red weather alert. But we do want to let you know that ponding could be an issue in some parts of Middle Tennessee, which is why we have our Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey checking out trouble spots just like this one. This is over in Belle Meade at Harding Pike and Evelyn Drive. And listen, they're used to this. Most of the time they do have flooding and have to close the street because of flooding from the Richland Creek. So you're seeing the issue at hand here. Greg was mentioning, our Code Red meteorologist said some 2 to 3 inches of rain came in overnight, which is why you then see issues like this. We do know, though, the good news update here is that we haven't seen any kind of lightning in about 15 minutes or so, but we will have our photojournalist driving around and just showing you some of the areas that you need to be mindful of. If you're over in Belle Meade, other areas too, give yourself a little bit of extra time and just watch out for the ponding. Never a good situation when you have to deal with that. Continuing coverage as a bill allowing state lawmakers to vacate the Board of Trustees over at Tennessee State University, well, that is now moving forward. So we're going to update you on this. Members of the Senate Finance Committee approved the bill this week, minutes after greenlighting TSU's annual budget request with a neutral recommendation. If the bill passes, TSU's 10-member board will be out effective June 30th. The governor would then be charged with appointing a new board. House Democrats, though, are trying to find a compromise that would, they say, keep 4 or 5 members of the current board.
Hopefully we'll be able to, again, get something drafted up and have the House look at a amenable compromise that gets us to a place where we can retain a good number of institutional memories of universities.
Well, GOP lawmakers took aim at the TSU board after a state audit revealed accounting problems, they say, as well as revealing the president offered scholarships to students the university did not have room for. TSU staff says the move is an attempt to take control of the school. If you'd like to catch up on previous coverage of this issue, go to fox17.com and search TSU. The Murfreesboro Airport getting some accolades. Coming up, we're going to tell you why folks say the airport is a standout. And we're going to take a live look on a very busy Broadway. Maybe not right now, but later today for sure. A lot of Vols fans are in town for the SEC.
This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by the Nashville Predators.
Breaking news when it comes to breakfast. Listen up. If you're having trouble ordering your Egg McMuffin this morning, I'm going to tell you why. McDonald's, they're experiencing some system outages across the country. It's not just you. McDonald's, though, calling the issue a technology outage that is being worked on. The Chicago-based company says the problems that are not related, I should say, to a cybersecurity issue, because some folks were asking that. Earlier, McDonald's in Japan, they posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, that operations are temporarily out at many of their stores across the country. The website Down Detector also reported a spike in problems with the McDonald's app over the last couple of hours. So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of folks want their breakfast. You might notice a delay out there this morning. Let's talk about the Murfreesboro Airport. They are being selected as the 2023 Airport of the Year, all based on a recent ranking, and I'm going to tell you why. The Tennessee Aeronautics Commission selecting the airport for this honor. It's listed a number of improvement projects over the last couple of years, like a new business center, upgraded terminal, and the completion of a major airfield pavement repair project. Congrats to them. We're going to check in now with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bobus. And listen, you said get the winter coat out. I cannot believe you said in the 20s on Monday.
Upper 20s Monday morning as you wake up.
Greg, we're going to Florida.
Are you buying the tickets?
I can do that.
I'm there. All right, let's do it. Take a look right now. Outside, we've gotten a lot better in Nashville. Just a little bit of light rainfall at this point, and that's going to track out. But, Erica, before it gets too cold, how about a Sunday picnic and then the Florida trip? We're looking pretty good here. 52 degrees at 9 a.m., 54 at 10 o'clock, 57. As you're waking up, there'll be a few clouds that are out there, and you could potentially get a shower. But I'm telling you, don't bank on rain for Sunday. Things are looking really good in our forecast overall. I got a curious question for you, though. I'm going to keep tagging you in here just to bring you all in with me. Now, we're talking St. Patrick's Day, okay? In what country was the first St. Patrick's Day parade held? Was it Ireland, Great Britain, Japan, or the United States? In what country was the first St. Patrick's Day parade held? You'll find out coming up in the next check of the forecast. We'll also look at your 7-day forecast and, unfortunately, when that winter coat is needed more than one time next week.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out and about here on I-40. This is at Fessler's Lane, just east of downtown Nashville. You can see for yourself, one lane continues to be blocked off here. This has been with us for a little while, and it's causing backup back through the heart of downtown there, all the way back forward the Shelby Avenue exit, James Robinson Parkway exit back there. You want to give yourself an extra 10 to 15 minutes. Could you work your way around this? You could, but in all honesty, give yourself the extra 10 to 15 minutes. It's so much easier than trying to get on and off the interstate through downtown Nashville. There are other areas to show you. We're going to take you there coming up in a few.
Coming up next, storms across the country, really devastating communities. So we're going to take a latest look at your Code Red forecast with Greg Bobus and show you some updated video like this.
Fox 17.
The Good Feet Store, improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
Oh yeah, you hear the music. NFL free agency period officially started Wednesday, and already head coach Brian Callahan has signed a handful of key players for his first team. It's so exciting. Fox 17 sports director Jill Jelnick has been helping us cover the free agent frenzy all week long and has much more on the Titans' new faces.
Titans head coach Brian Callahan and his staff being all over free agency this week, signing 4 new players to the team. Cornerback Chidobe Awuzie, linebacker Kenneth Murray, center Lloyd Cushenberry, and also running back Tony Pollard are now officially Titans. All of them speaking to the media on Thursday, and they all said the same sentiment. They said they're excited to be here in Nashville, but more importantly, to play a part in what's building here in Tennessee.
Really excited. This was actually a team I did a pre-draft visit coming out in 2017, so I'm a little familiar with the area and, seeing a lot of energy in the building, a lot of the guys that I met today, coaches, staff, everybody just has a smile on their face and really happy, so I feel like I'm a fit in.
Being here, the energy here has been immaculate. I think this place is up and coming. And, I just want to be a part of something special.
Looking forward to it, man. I kept getting the feeling, it was just time for change. It's time for something new, and this opportunity presented itself. I'm just glad I'm here.
Felt like this was the place for me to be, especially coming back home with family so close, and just talking to the coaches, being here, being around, feeling the energy, the new staff and the new guys in the building. It's not like places where you go and they've been there 10, 15 years, and it kind of gets like going through the motions. So you kind of feel the energy, and it just felt like a place I needed to be.
Titans are expected to sign a handful of other players this week, including former Jaguars and Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley. That signing expected to come in the next 24 to 48 hours. Reporting from Titans practice facility, Jill Jolick, Fox 17 Sports, your code station.
Jill, thank you so much. And local headlines now. Passengers at Nashville's International Airport have more than doubled over the last decade. That's according to airport leaders, and I don't think those numbers are surprising to a lot of us. That statistic, though, could drastically increase because B&A is eyeing 6 new European markets. At a roundtable with Mayor Freddie O'Connell last week, the CEO of B&A said that his teams are working to increase international travel. He says they're eyeing Iceland, Ireland, the Netherlands, Germany, France, and possibly Italy. He also let airport leaders know that they're attending a world conference this month, all in an attempt, he believes, to convince them that it will be profitable if they come to Nashville. The airport currently, by the way, services 65,000 customers per day. It's busy over there. Meanwhile, several airlines are dealing with business changes, all in order to overcome Boeing plane problems. A Wall Street Journal report says air carriers like Southwest, Alaska Airlines, and United, they're going to make changes as Boeing has slowed production and then also shipped fewer planes under this new update. Fewer planes like their 737 MAX jet to airlines. Southwest says it may trim flights in the second half of the year. Alaska faces profit losses of about $150 million from a January Boeing plane flight door plug blowout that you likely have heard about. And United says it may shop for Airbus planes in all of an effort, they say, to replace Boeing MAX 10 jets. Boeing is well under a goal of making 38 MAX planes a month and is promising production and quality check changes. Let's talk about the wicked weather. Severe storms pounding a 3-state area in the Midwest Thursday and then causing several tornadoes, creating a lot of chaos. The storms smacking the Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky region with tornadoes causing property damage, impacting homes, and taking down power lines. We're going to show you some video right here. Look at this. It's near Madison, Indiana. One utility tracker says 34,000 customers were without power over in Ohio. And in Kentucky, one emergency management director says storms damaged at least 50 buildings. That was over in Trimble County, Kentucky. We do want to check in because we have folks waking up and they do want to know, are we still in that code red weather alert? We're not. Okay, we're not dealing with that, but ponding could be an issue and flooding. We got to see when the sun comes up some of the damage reports too.
Yeah, definitely down in Franklin County, specifically in Tennessee, because we did have a tornado warning from 4:45 until 5:15 this morning. It was short-lived, but definitely a lot of lightning, thunder, and damaging wind moved through. It was at first a severe thunderstorm, and then they added in the tornado warning to it because of some broad rotation. So we'll have to just see what we're getting into as the sun starts to come up here this morning and finally does rise here in about 10 minutes. And now some kids still going to school that are not on spring break. So we have the overnight showers and storms. We have the little light rainfall there in most spots. We're grabbing the rain gear this morning. First bell, temperature right around 61 degrees. We'll be at 68 degrees after school, so temperature's looking a little bit better. Can't complain about that much, but what you need to wear is very important. Taking a look here, I would go raincoat, t-shirt underneath, still warm enough, but I wouldn't go with the shorts today. I would go with some decent pants, some jeans. If you got it, rain boots or some boots in general. Grab the umbrella, you might need it. And if you don't want to care about the updo, just grab the hat before you head out. And you should be in an okay position to navigate through the rest of today because our steadiest rainfall is over, our heaviest rainfall is over. That's why we're not in code red anymore, but absolutely ponding and standing water this morning cannot be ruled out across almost all of Middle Tennessee.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Strong storms swept part of the country in a severe weather system impacting parts of Texas and Oklahoma up to Ohio. The sight of ominous clouds Wednesday night and Thursday, quarter to golf ball-sized hail in some places. Here's what fell in the Cincinnati area, hail coating pavement, decks, and outdoor furniture.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Steer clear traffic this morning. Let's get you to I-40 at Fessler's Lane as you make that drive out of downtown Nashville. We've got a crash there on the shoulder. It's been with us now for a couple of hours, and it is slowing things up for you this morning as you try to get out of downtown going towards the airport. So heads up, give yourself 10, 15 minutes if you know you got to go this route. Coming out of downtown through Shelby towards the airport or going towards 40 and 24 down there to the Donaldson and the Antioch area. Just know this is going to cause you some time, and it's backing things up through the heart of downtown. We got fresh drive times for you coming up here in the next few minutes.
Coming up next on Fox 17 News, how you can celebrate St. Patrick's Day this weekend and will the weather cooperate? That's the big question. And a bill requiring local police to report undocumented immigrants to immigration authorities is advancing. Our Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse breaking down what this means. That story coming ahead in our 7 o'clock hour.
And a live look right now. This is Logan County, Ohio, where at least 3 lives have been lost to overnight tornadoes, possible tornadoes. But looking at this damage, I would be shocked if anything but that comes about. Only one.
Now, during the Jeep Celebration event, get up to 20% below MSRP on select 2023 Jeep brand vehicles. Hurry, don't miss this great offer.
6:55 is the time here on Fox 17 News, and we do want to bring you back to this live look. This is over in Ohio, where they're waking up to severe storm damage. I do want to ask, too, if we can turn Greg's mic on, because we were telling you that as the sun was going to come up, we were going to see some more of this damage. Does this look like tornado damage to you, Greg?
Many indications point to that right now. I mean, obviously they have to go out and survey things, but already lost a life from this, and they can't even get to many areas in this county. This is about an hour north of Dayton, Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio, to give you an idea if you know where either of those spots are, right in the middle of the state. But they have gas leaks, and they've had reports of fires as well. So there are some areas where people may need help they can't even get to yet.
And you were saying that this is the same storm that came to us here in Middle Tennessee.
Part of the same storm system. They just got it way worse than we did. We lucked out back home. It was not great overnight by any means, but compared to a lot of places we'll show you as the sun's coming up, they're dealing with a lot worse situation than we are this morning.
Yeah, we're still going to have to see if there's any damage over in Franklin County.
That is the one spot we're watching very carefully this morning. We had a tornado warning from 4:45 until 5:15. So reports of damage or any injuries, as soon as we hear anything, we'll let everyone know.
All right. We do also want to let you know that nearly 2/3 of fourth graders in the U.S. struggle to read at grade level, which is why Fox 17 News and our parent company, Sinclair Broadcasting, we are partnering up with Reading is Fundamental. We are supporting children's literacy, and you can too. To do so, scan the QR code right there on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen to donate to our ongoing virtual book drive. For more updates, of course, go to fox17.com. Happening tomorrow, the weather is going to cooperate for the 14th annual Lucky Stash Bash. It's part of the St. Patrick's Day celebrations. It's a block party. It's at Barstool in Nashville. So attendees, if you're going out there, it's going to be busy because remember, SEC men's basketball also happening on Lower Broadway. But this is one of the events that's happening. You do have to be 21 and over, $25 for general admission. We have more information about the other events. I do want to point you to our website, fox17.com. Head on over there if you want to see what's happening this weekend for all things St. Patrick's Day. Hey, check this out. Just going to warn you, though, if you don't like snakes, if you're like me, look away. But if you're looking for something new to grill, some say maybe look at snakes for your next cookout. Don't invite me to that cookout, though. Okay? Snake meat, seriously. Scientists are now touting snake meat because it's easy, they say, to farm. Researchers looking specifically at pythons. Oof. They found the scaly reptiles are more efficient to raise than other livestock, requiring less food and water, while also growing quickly. I lived in South Florida, so I can understand how they might say that. They do grow quickly. Researchers say using pythons as a food source could help combat global hunger. There's one idea. Best Buy, though, issuing a recall alert for its air fryers, so do listen to this story because of fire and burn risk. The recall impacts more than 280,000 Insignia brand and air fryers and air fryer ovens. Look at your screen because we are showing you what products. We understand it were products that were sold between November of 2021 and November of 2023. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says complaints include overheating, melting, glass shattering, and 6 reports of fires. So this is scary and serious. No injuries or property damage damage, though, has been reported, but owners right now are urged to stop using the products. Best Buy offering a refund or store credit. Let's check in once again, though, with our Code Red meteorologist, because folks do want to know, are they in the clear?
We are in the all clear for Code Red, so we can get back to kind of business as usual, working through what happened overnight and also answering our curious question, because we're getting into St. Patty's Day weekend. In what current country was the first St. Patrick's Day parade held? In what current country was the first St. Patrick's Day parade held? In what current country was the St. Patrick's Day parade first held? I stress that because it was not the United States yet, but it was in the area that is now known as the United States. It was actually in Florida. Okay. Yeah, back in the 1600s. So after that, it was adopted more worldwide. But, you know, we love our parades here, so why not have the first one ever hundreds of years ago? Out the door here on your Friday, we are in the all clear. Temperatures are pretty good. We're in the 60s. A chance for a shower or a weak rumble of thunder through 9 a.m. That is it. Now, as we get to our 7 o'clock half hour, in just mere moments from right now, a new look at future track. I'll dive into the radar. I'll let you know what you're waking up to and what happened overnight while you were asleep. A ton of weather information to get to you, as it were, your only live and local news source, starting in just moments.
Greg, thank you so much. We do want to check in real quick for your circular traffic update and let you know about this situation, I-40 Fessler's Lane. That camera, by the way, is shaking left and right. What you can see, though, is TDOT has arrived at the scene east of downtown. It is right there on the left-hand shoulder. That is the issue at hand. It does not seem, though, to be holding up traffic too much, not too much of a brake check. We'll continue checking in on this situation and your circular traffic updates in about 1 minute.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Waking up here at 7 o'clock, and parts of the U.S. have dealt with some severe thunderstorms overnight. Tornado warnings, watches, many things. An update as the line of storms made its way through our neck of the woods here across Middle Tennessee and southern Kentucky.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-40 at Fessler's Lane. It doesn't look that bad from this angle. The problem is what's back behind it. We're going to show you the slowdown coming through downtown.
And searching for answers. A Clarksville man is missing after he did not report for work. His friends and family are asking for your help this Friday morning. And thank you so much for waking up with us here. Very busy start on Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I am Justin McFarland. Fox 17 News, your only local news source, live with you from 7 until 9. Jen Waddell has this Friday off. With Greg Bobestone. He's been tracking the weather moving its way through the mid-state and now beyond overnight.
Yeah, thankfully, the worst is done. But we even woke up around 4 o'clock in the morning, still rocking and rolling with a lot of thunderstorms. We did not get a big brunt of the severe weather, but our neighbors in the north did not have a great overnight time. So we'll look at what they saw, what we saw. Let's start piecing together the big parts of the puzzle, and then we'll unpack what is happening right now. This is the last 12 hours. We had a tornado watch in effect for a few of our southern Kentucky counties, but most of that activity really did stay to our north. And you can see all the flashing boxes, not the solid colored yellow ones, indicating severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings through portions of Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. We have confirmed deaths due to some of those tornado warnings and a lot of property damage. So we'll find those spots for you. And now that the sun is up, see what they're going through and where we're at right now. This is our current Doppler radar. No lightning in Middle Tennessee. It says 96 strikes. Those are all right behind me in portions of East Tennessee. Nashville, honestly, not even much rain coming down right now. Things have improved significantly in the last hour and a half, but doesn't mean we're in the clear, because we have temperatures that are still on the cooler side for right now, back to the upper 60s later on this afternoon, and we have a lot of standing water. Some 2 to 3 inches of rain fell between 10 p.m. and right now, and we're still going to see a little bit more rain on top of that on and off this afternoon. We are not in a code red weather alert. 69 degrees will be your temperature coming into the afternoon. 40 is overnight tonight and tomorrow night. We're going to talk about a lot of things happening around town. This is a very busy weekend here in Music City. The SEC Men's Tournament. We have St. Patrick's Day things to get through. A look at that in your forecast coming up in a few.
Greg, thank you. When we have severe weather, we always want to update you when it comes to power outages as well in Nashville. I know around 5:33 this morning, we had about 200 NES customers who were dealing with some issues. At the height of the storm, more than 4,000 folks were in the dark. So here is an updated look at the outage map. You're seeing about 58 customers, so that number dropping drastically when we talk about power outages. A very good update this Friday morning.
Certainly is. So we'll continue to watch that. We're also watching your traffic. I-40 at Fessler's Lane coming out of Nashville this morning. We are dealing with a bit of a slowdown here because of a crash that we've been following now for a little while. Unsure exactly what is taking so long. We've been looking at this for the last couple of hours or so. So we're going to do some deeper investigation into this. But it's 40th Festers coming out of Nashville. So if you got to come through the Nissan Stadium area there, very close to Shelby Avenue, just know things are slow in that area. You want to try to give yourself an extra 10 to 15 minutes. I can maneuver you around this, but in all honesty, you'll spend more time trying to get back on the interstate than you will if you just sat there and worked your way through the traffic. That is going to be your better bet to go. We'll continue to watch things out there for you.
We do want to update you on breaking news overnight regarding shootings, okay? One on I-24 East in Antioch, which injured one person last night. That's according to police. We understand it happened around the Haywood Lane exit. We're also mapping it out for you on the screen. We know that one person was taken to the hospital. We'll continue bringing you any updates as soon as we get some more details.
This morning, a Clarksville man is missing after he did not show up for work. We're talking about 53-year-old Sean Berry, who was last seen at his home on the north side there. North Henderson Way is where he was last seen.
Yeah, so we're also going to show you another photo and give you some more updates. So take a look at your screen. We understand that Berry, a Goodwill employee, told the store he would be in, but then never showed up. So that's why they got concerned and let authorities know. If you recognize this man, maybe you have some updates, maybe you know where he is, you were asked to go ahead and call police.
Operation Crime and Justice this morning. The TBI is now investigating a Rutherford County teacher who's accused of taking inappropriate pictures of himself inside of the school.
Wow, the district says that John Duncan is a history and personal finance teacher at Daniel McKee Alternative School.
Now, Mr. Duncan is suspended without pay while the investigation continues on. Duncan transferred from Stewart Creek High to the alternative school back in August.
Fleeing from Nashville to Utah, Metro Police say U.S. Marshals arrested 27-year-old Blaze Taylor in Utah, and he is now being charged with murder after his girlfriend and her unborn baby, were poisoned last year.
Now, his girlfriend at the time, it's Jade Benning. She died after being rushed to the hospital. She thought it was because of an allergic reaction. Well, after a year-long investigation, police say that Taylor poisoned Jade while visiting her apartment. She was also pregnant at the time. Metro Police will be working with Utah authorities to get Taylor back here to Nashville for trial.
This morning, we were also learning more about the end of the Jerry Stackhouse era in Nashville. Vanderbilt officially parted ways with their men's basketball coach yesterday, following the worst seasons in program history.
Yeah, it was not the way the Commodores wanted. They ended their season after an opening round loss in the SEC tournament to Arkansas. The Commodores finished up with a 9-23 record, second to last in the SEC with just 4 conference wins.
In 5 years at Vandy, Stackhouse had 2 20-loss seasons and never qualified for the NCAA tournament. Last night after the loss, Stackhouse reflected on the disappointing season. Listen.
It's been a long season, not the season that we hoped for. But again, I'm so proud of my guys, so proud of how they competed and how they've grown. But we understand that this is it's a results business, and the results hadn't been there. Obviously, there's some context behind those results, but at the end of the day, I understand that.
Okay, so that was Wednesday night, rather. We do understand Vanderbilt, though, has the second longest NCAA tournament drought of any program in the SEC behind Georgia.
Yeah, they haven't made the big dance since 2017. So now they'll be, a little while. They'll be searching for a brand new head coach. All right, let's take it to Hendersonville. That's where some city leaders are now asking for a pay raise when it comes to their paramedics. Some city leaders are claiming that the pay raise will help them keep the staff they have and keep people from leaving to go to other jobs in surrounding cities, but not everybody believes that. I'll take you to that debate.
We're also going to have ongoing updates regarding the search efforts.
But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:10 is the time here on this Friday morning. City leaders in Hendersonville want to give firefighters who are paramedics more money. Now, right now, they get an extra $3,600 over the normal firefighter just for being a paramedic. Some city leaders want to increase that number to $6,000. The fire chief says the city has got to do this in order to keep up with other departments in surrounding cities. But as you're about to hear, some of the aldermen and the mayor there in Hendersonville have a lot of different opinions about this plan.
My constituents want a paramedic on the fire truck that's there 2 minutes before the ambulance is there. It's very meaningful to them. And I don't really care what other departments are paying or what they're doing. I want to do something to motivate our firefighters to achieve paramedic status.
I would want to phase in a time when all of our firefighters, or maybe our firefighter twos, that they have to be paramedic certified, and then we increase their pay, their salary with that. That way we can, as you said, we make sure that all of our firefighters, that at least one person on a company that shows up is a paramedic.
I want to provide the best service that we can to our citizens, but I also want to look at the cost associated with it.
Now, the fire chief says that the city of Hendersonville is competing with places like Gallatin, Goodlettsville, and Murfreesboro just to keep paramedics on staff.
7-11 and most of our heavy rainfall is done for the day. We still have some light showers that are out there. We're going to see a few more of those move in throughout the afternoon, but we are stair-stepping down out of the rough morning that a lot of us had when it came to thunder, lightning, and really heavy rainfall. We had a few severe thunderstorm warnings for wind. We had one tornado warning in Franklin County, Tennessee. That was from 4:45 this morning to 5:15. No confirmation of anything on the ground yet. No confirmation of really any updates at this point, but this is so fresh that we'll watch out for any updates we have all the way through 9 o'clock and on fox17.com. Rain chances do die down. Let's take a look at it. Here we are on Future Track, holding a good picture here. Most of our rain has now made it south of I-40. We'll see most of that continue to linger through 9 o'clock this morning, and then really hit and miss, kind of like throwing a dart at the dartboard. You just don't know where that shower is going to go when it hits it. That's how we're going to be later on this afternoon. You'll want an umbrella just in case, but none of that steady rainfall. No additional great rainfall chances in terms of totals. However, if you have plans this evening into tonight, could be inconvenient. Do not leave home without the umbrella. Otherwise, you might get rained on, and that quick 10-minute shower could ruin your entire night. And we don't want that here on a Friday. Temperatures today going to be in the upper 60s, right side of your screen. We're currently in the middle 60s. The next couple of days, we'll keep it dry. Your full weekend outlook in a few minutes.
Up next, we've got the very latest with your steer clear traffic as we're going to tell you why there's this slowdown on I-24 near Shelby Avenue. Plus, we are going to tell you about the very latest with your road conditions. Franklin County schools will be beginning 2 hours late today. That's because of that tornado warning that pushed through the area.
Across Middle Tennessee, turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Live look there across downtown Nashville. As you can see, there are a nice look and a nice start there to your morning. Nashville with the pot of gold there. Many people across the city are celebrating the 14th annual Lucky Stash Bash, the St. Patrick's Day block party coming up tomorrow at noon at the Barstool Nashville. So attendees can expect a day-long festival, including some nationally recognized artists and multiple stages, drink specials, bars, and a whole lot more. Tickets around $25, $40 if you want to be an MVP.
Disbelief, this bad dream, wake up, be able to hug my son.
Just a tough situation. This morning, we are getting some more updates here on Fox 17 News this morning. We know it's making headlines all week long. We have been talking about the people across the mid-state who are continuing to dig deeper into what happened into two missing individuals. It has now been a week since anyone last saw University of Missouri senior Riley Strain. And now multiple state agencies are involved in this ongoing search. It really is an all hands on deck situation. New information, though, has been revealed that he was last seen near a homeless encampment. Investigators, though, still searching for any clues as to what happened. And then let's also talk about 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office certainly continuing their search efforts into his disappearance. We understand the 15-year-old who does autism disappeared February 26 and was last seen in the Shackle Island community of Sumner County. Anyone with information about where Sebastian Rogers may be is asked to immediately call 1-800-TBI-FIND. And hey, help your community stay in the know. If you want Fox 17 News to investigate, do us a favor and send us tips. Scan the QR code on your screen, and we will always keep your information confidential as we work with you to continue tackling tough issues in our local communities. You can also follow us on all of our social media platforms. And lastly, don't forget to sign up to receive all of our latest news updates by visiting fox17.com.
Greg Bob has been very busy this morning in the Weather Center watching the weather forecast for us there. What can we expect as the rain hopefully now pushing its way out and we prepare for the weekend here?
All the heavy stuff is out of here, so now it's just going to be kind of these last lingering showers this morning. We get a little bit of a break, and then we'll be hit and miss for rain going into the afternoon. A few people have mentioned they're seeing this walking out the door, though. There are certain days and certain times where you'll walk outside and you'll see earthworms everywhere. What's going on? It's not every day. It's not even every day it rains. There are some theories as to why. So if you see some this morning, let me know. I'm very curious. One theory is to avoid drowning. Super soaked soil can actually suffocate them. They don't have lungs. They breathe through their skin, but too much water, they actually can't get enough oxygen out of it. Another theory is to get around faster. They can slip and slide on the ground. When the ground's too dry, they can't get out of the ground and move anywhere. It's good for travel. Think about a water slide. Or another is to escape predators that aren't actually there. If the rain is heavy enough for long enough, they think moles are attacking them. So my little buddy right here helped us out with that. But if you're seeing a bunch of earthworms this morning, we can't actually talk to them, but these are the ideas that scientists have. So a little fun fact here, getting you literally out the door this morning. Temperatures are in the 30s. The rain has been tracking out of the area ever so subtly. One or two more showers and weak storms, though, going to continue to fire off throughout the day. Keep that in mind. Nashville is dried out for right now for the most part, but that's not for the entire day. Temps will hover in the 60s for the rest of today. And then we talk temperatures and we stop talking about rain. 69 degrees this afternoon, 66 tomorrow. St. Patrick's Day itself. We have a lot of events that are even happening tonight and tomorrow, but the day itself, 61. Then we really take a turn. The first day of spring is on Tuesday. You will wake up in the upper 20s and low 30s on the first day of spring. We were at 80 degrees yesterday. So the calendar really these days, especially if you've lived in Middle Tennessee for a while, calendar doesn't care, and the weather doesn't care what the calendar says. So just go with the forecast. Winter clothes for Monday morning and Tuesday morning to stay comfortable getting out the door.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get to the latest happening on I-40 at Fesser's Lane. You can see there where the crash is over to the shoulder. The backup is real. This is 24 at Shelby Avenue in the heart of downtown. Give yourself the extra 10 to 15 minutes there to get through the heart of downtown. You can get around this, but it would take you a lot to get on and get back off and all that. Just stay on the road for another 15 minutes or so to steer clear.
7:20 is the time, and thousands of sports fans are so excited. They have headed here to Music City for the 2024 SEC Men's Basketball Tournament. They are taking over Bridgestone Arena.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live for us this morning, where they're gearing up for a big party in the park.
Yeah, that's right. It's expected to be a big party in the park, and it's going to be in this area where I'm standing, right next to the Bridgestone Arena. And of course, it'll have live music on that stage behind me because it is the Music City. There'll also be food trucks and games and a screen for you to watch the SEC's men's basketball tournament. Also, if you're a beer lover, you'll rejoice because there will be cold beer available, and you can charge your phone at one of the stations right here. Just one of the many things you can enjoy at this festival. The best part is that entry is free and you don't need a game ticket to come in. The event will go on until tomorrow night. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll have more details if you plan to attend. Reporting live in downtown, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you so much. Well, moving forward with the plan to change leadership at TSU. We're going to tell you about the compromise that some state Democrats are pushing for.
And we also want to let you know that because of road conditions, Franklin County Schools announcing they are going to begin
low 1.9% financing for 5 years and powertrain for life with your new Nissan here at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
7:24, developing now a bill allowing state lawmakers to vacate the Board of Trustees at Tennessee State University. We do understand it is now moving forward. So here's the update. Members of the Senate Finance Committee approving the bill this week, minutes after greenlighting TSU's annual budget request with a neutral recommendation. If this bill passes, you need to know that TSU's 10-member board will be out effective June 30th. The governor would then be charged with appointing a new board. House Democrats, though, are trying to find a compromise that would keep 4 or 5 members of the current board.
Hopefully we'll be able to, again, get something drafted up and have the House look at a amenable compromise that gets us to a place where we can retain a good number of institutional memories at the university.
Well, here on Fox 17 News, we also know GOP lawmakers took aim at the TSU board after a state audit revealed accounting problems and revealed the president offered scholarships to students at the university that they did not have room for. TSU staff also saying the move is an attempt to take control of the school. If you'd like to catch up on our previous reporting, do go to fox17.com and search TSU. Well, this weekend, we know that so many folks are looking for something to do because spring break is in full swing. We have St. Patrick's Day. Folks are also going to be celebrating, well, I don't know, warm temperatures. And I should say, enjoy the SEC tournament this weekend. Enjoy the warmth because next week it's winter coat, 20s.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the story here. Upper 20s and low 30s. Sunday night into Monday, Monday night into Tuesday. I was doing a little radar tinkering here to show you guys a bigger picture. Next check of the weather forecast. We did not have the only thunderstorms on the radar by far. We actually, as far as this line that moved through overnight, had it the easiest to handle across the country. Here's a live look atop the radar. We have cleared out Southern Kentucky, you are dry. Northwestern Middle Tennessee, you are dry as well. We have a lot of things that are happening, like we just mentioned. We do have the SEC tournament getting into the last couple of days here. We have the party right there, right behind Bridgestone Arena. We're going to have many St. Patrick's Day events and a parade tomorrow. You don't want rain. Who wants to rain on someone's parade? I don't want the email. We're not going to have any rain to worry about here. Today, 69 degrees. A few more showers are going to be out there. Just because you're not seeing rain now doesn't mean you're done for the day. Sorry, there's going to be a little more rain that does track in. A few pop-up showers. Not everyone gets them, but a few of us will see a little activity on the radar later this morning and afternoon. Standing water, many of us have that. A good 2 to 3 inches of rain came down overnight. Think about when you go to work in the morning typically, even after it's done raining, how a lot of the low-lying areas, there are certain spots where water just creeps into the shoulders and even ponds under a few of the intersections, or I should say the overpasses. Watch out for those areas this morning. Sunset. 6:55, not a ton of it. And if you have plans this evening, make sure that you are planning for the possibility of some standing water and even a few more showers. Get the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. You can do that very easily just by scanning that QR code or going to the App Store or Google Play Store. As we go into 7:30, a new look at Future Track. We're going to plan when all this gets out of here. We'll look at your weekend. We'll plan for St. Patrick's Day. And then we will talk about how many mornings, not just one, how many mornings you will need a winter coat next week.
Thank you. And hey, talking about the damage, we are going to take a live look. This is at damage over in Winchester, Indiana. Okay, you can see a lot of storm debris. Folks there waking up seeing what.
Now for $1 down, $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends March 15th.
The Good Feet Store. Improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Waking up to the calm after the storm here across Middle Tennessee. No longer in a code red weather alert, but some strong to severe thunderstorms tracked through the area overnight. What the aftermath of that means for us and what it means for the upcoming weekend in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic this morning, I-40 at Fester's Lane through the heart of downtown. You can see where traffic is going to be impacted and has been impacted for the last couple of hours. I'll tell you why coming up in a few.
Plenty to get to, but we do want to start by thanking you for waking up with us here in a Fox 17 News Friday morning. We made it. I'm Erica Glover.
And I am Justin McFarland. Fox 17 News, your only local news source, live with you from 7 until 9.
We do want to take a live look right here over, I believe we're going to show the shot over in Winchester, Indiana. Here we go. Yeah, the mobile home park that is dealing with some severe damage as they wake up and assess the damage left behind from overnight. Correct, Greg?
Yeah, so far we can't get from a tornado yet, but we always say that when you're in a mobile home, the best thing you can do is leave the mobile home. It's so counterintuitive but they're very dangerous structures when it comes to a tornado. And it's not anyone's fault who lives at one. It's just because that's just how it is. You're better off outside. 38 right now confirmed injuries as of the last update just in this mobile park itself. The more we hear about this, tornado outbreaks that we had in Ohio and also into the St. Louis area, we're going to show you all these new images that you're waking up to with us now that the sun is finally up, but multiple tornadoes potentially touching the ground. You can see on the radar right here. I had this stopped at 9 o'clock last night. I'm going to zoom in north of us. We didn't have much going on at that point, but if you take a look, all of the flashing orange or yellow boxes are thunderstorm warnings. The red boxes progressing through southern Indiana and then going north of that as well. We see all of these tornado warnings that pop and they go into the Ohio area as well. This was a very long system. Take a look. It goes all the way from the New England states down into portions of Texas. The current radar could not look better back home. What we have going on right now is we zoom all the way into the future. 7:31, not a clap of lightning to be found, not even a heavy downpour. Light showers are out there right now. That'll be the case for us here for the rest of this morning into the afternoon. We're going to get little pockets of rain, and then we'll get a pocket full of sunshine, and then a pocket of rain. That's how we're going to be for the rest of today. Keep it in mind, have the umbrella handy just in case, but nothing like what we saw overnight. But how are you going to feel? What's that look on your face going to be going into the weekend? We're drying out, but not great, kind of cooler temperatures. Everything's fine. On your Sunday, not so happy, below average, manageable. And then on Monday, we turn a corner into very cold morning temperatures into the 30s. We'll pinpoint those exact numbers for you and look at your 7-day forecast in less than 10 minutes.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. Bear with us here for Steer Clear Traffic just a moment. I want to show you a new crash we have just picked up here over in the West Loop area here. So the west side of downtown, this is going to be, well, not really Briley Parkway, excuse me, it's I-40 near Charlotte. There on that west side, there is a car up against a guardrail. So heads up in that area. We will tell you more about that coming up here in just a second. This is I-40 at Fester's Lane, just east of downtown. They've got a tow truck finally there on the scene. This crash has been with us since 5 a.m. this morning, causing backups like this one through the heart of downtown at I-24 at Shelby. So it doesn't look that bad there at the accident site, but this is about a mile and a half back behind it, and traffic is backed up like this for a little bit. So best advice, in my opinion, give yourself extra time, because you can get on and try to get around this, but getting back on to the interstate after you get off from here is very difficult. So I would advise just giving yourself the extra time to fight through the backup.
Well, a nonprofit government watchdog group called OpenTheBooks.com, they have found that Nashville spent nearly $10 million since 2020 paying thousands of employees who were not working, they say.
Joining us live this morning is Jeremy Portnoy to break down some of the findings. And Jeremy, what did you find? Why were these employees on paid leave?
Good morning. So our journalists have been looking through Metro Nashville's paid leave records. That's employees that are getting paid not to work. Now, the city wouldn't tell us the reason why. It could be a medical reason, maybe they're under investigation for something, but we took a look at the city's rules. We found that if you're on leave for more than 5 days, usually it's because there's some kind of disciplinary investigation going on. Someone alleged that you did something wrong. So we cross-referenced that with the list, and we found that it looks like there's a lot of people who are getting paid because they might have done something wrong. There's 50 people here who made $10,000 or more just since 2022.
All right, Jeremy, I also want to know, can you break down year by year how the spending is there?
So they're usually spending about $2 million a year, but this year they're already up to $1.6 million. And obviously we've still got a few more months left to go. We found people on this list that are making double their normal salary when they get placed on paid leave. There's a dental hygienist here, usually makes $45,000. She made $43,000 when they put her on leave for 6 months. We found an assistant public defender who's usually making about $60,000 a year. He took home about $30,000 just in the first 3 months of last year. And remember, these are all city employees, so it's taxpayer money that's going to these people who are not working and making more than their usual salary.
I didn't even know the city of Nashville had a dental hygienist working for them to put on leave. So that's interesting in and of itself. All right, Jeremy Portnoy with OpenTheBooks.com. We certainly appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
A big pat on the back for the airport over in Murfreesboro. Maybe you're familiar with it. Well, the reasons to celebrate, we're going to explain the special recognition they're receiving.
The spring gallery event during the B.F. Myers Furniture St. Patrick's Day sale.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Well, thousands of sports fans have flocked to Music City this weekend. It's all for the SEC men's basketball tournament that is now taking over Bridgestone Arena.
All right, I can see you right behind you, Karen. Party in the Park joining us live now, telling us what it is like to be out there, the fan experience. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, the festival kicks off at 10 a.m. this morning, and it's all right next to the Bridgestone Arena where the SEC's men's basketball tournament will be taking place. And of course, it'll have live music on that stage behind me. There'll also be a DJ. What's more is there are games you can play like cornhole. And I'm actually going to give it a try myself, so bear with me. Let's see this. If I can make it. Oh, I almost made it, but who might be better than me, my photojournalist Madison. She's actually going to give it a shot. Come on, Madison. There you go. This is one of the many fun things you can be doing around here. You can be spending your morning. Oh, she made it! Yes! Okay, well, hopefully you'll have luck like Madison, but if you're not interested in playing any games, you can indulge in alcoholic beverages, which she'll grab right behind me in that bar, and that includes some beers. You can take it to this table behind me. You can be in front of the stage, listen to live music, and if you get hungry, there are food trucks on site. The best part about this festival is it's entirely free. The event will go on until tomorrow. In a half hour, I will have an interview with the SVP of events who will give us a little bit more details on what this festival will be bringing to the Music City. Reporting live, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
7:40 our time, taking a look at your forecast, and you're waking up this morning and going, what happened and how was it potentially different than what we expected going to bed? Well, what changed since yesterday? From around, I'd say 8 or 9 p.m. If you hadn't been following along since earlier in the day, the timing moved up. We had storms that moved in 2 hours early across the board for everyone. Most of that activity when it came to thunderstorms was out of here by 6 a.m. Still some rain right now, but the main threat was wind. We had no tornado warnings overnight, but it was early this morning. We had one in Franklin County, Tennessee. Heavy rain took over 1 to 3 inches of it. It has caused a mess out there in some spots. And overnight when it was really rocking here, we had so much lightning and thunder you could barely even see because there was so much rain mixed with it. Now it's the calm after the storm. Still fairly overcast, a little breezy. A few more showers are going to pop up here throughout the morning and toward the afternoon. Things are fairly decent. We're going to be in the upper 60s later on this afternoon. You're not forgetting your umbrella. If you're going to any of the SEC Day or the SEC Men's Tournament festivities out there by Bridgestone Arena, just know you want the umbrella in case. 61 is your current temperature, but there will be a few more showers we'll track.
Right now, though, breaking news on a Friday letting you know about international headlines. A ship carrying 200 tons of aid is approaching the coast of Gaza, and we're keeping a very close eye on this. The ship is part of a mission to create a sea route from Cyprus to bring more help to the war-torn area. The ship left Cyprus Tuesday, towing a barge loaded with food sent by World Central Kitchen. It was spotted off of Gaza's coast early this morning. More updates throughout 9 o'clock.
Well, up next, we'll take a look back at the anniversary of the most deadly tornado in the city.
The Milo's Rewards credit card helps you save 5% every day. Apply today.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Welcome back. 7:44 is your time. Parts of the U.S. saw very rough, severe weather overnight, but let's take a look back at a very historic event here. Just yesterday, the anniversary of the deadliest tornado in Nashville history, and you might not have even heard of it because it happened back in 1933. Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Brett Luna shows us more.
91 years ago, the deadliest tornado that Nashville has ever seen touched down and tore through the heart of the city. This powerful F3 tornado started around 7:30 that evening along what is now Charlotte Avenue, about 1 mile west of Nashville. It then moved northeast right across downtown Nashville, blowing out several east windows at the state capitol building. The tornado then crossed over the Cumberland River, damaged some homes right there, and then kept on moving on that path, damaged some of those homes around Wooded and 2nd Street as it moved moved into East Nashville. The tornado gained even more strength and became about a half-mile wide, too, causing severe damage from 5th Street and Gallatin Avenue. The worst damage and many fatalities were in a swath of North Main Street. And then this tornado just kept on causing damage as it crossed back over the Cumberland River and then pushed over into the Hermitage area. And then it finally lifted just before it reached the Wilson County line. I want to show you some of these damage photos real quick, too. The National Weather Service posted these in a write-up of this tornado. These photos are courtesy of the Journal of the Tennessee Academy of Science. These photos were taken in East Nashville, obviously black and white. This is from March 14th, 1933. A lot of damage. You can see some of these homes just totally destroyed. I'm not even sure what that bottom right picture was. Everything right there is just totally destroyed. All those boards brought down to the ground. So here's some of the aftermath. In total, 1,400 homes were damaged or destroyed, 16 churches, 36 stores. There were 5 factories destroyed and 4 schools. Unfortunately, 11 people lost their lives with this tornado. 81 others were injured, and 26 of those injuries were serious injuries.
This just goes to show you that we're never immune to seeing tornadoes. We have had several here that have tracked through the area over the course of the last 100 years, and that's just one of them. And taking a look right here, this is not us back home. I want to focus on that and make sure you know where we are looking right now. And this is in Winchester, Indiana. This is where a tornado potentially tracked through the area. A lot of the damage showing many signs that it likely was. National Weather Service goes out, they survey, but multiple subdivisions were impacted by this. A mobile home was impacted by this. Right now, 38 people, at least 38 people have been sent to the hospital due to this. And this is just one of many tornadoes that tore through the area yesterday into the evening and overnight hours. Back home, not so much has happened. Taking a look at the radar right now, though, this is the scene across all of Ohio and across all of Indiana where we had these confirmed tornadoes that touched down. Back home, we had 1 tornado warning, 1 lone warning, and that was it. Now we are back to a nice, calm, but very wet start to the day. We're having inches worth of water trying to find a home here. So it goes from all the upper elevated areas and finds those lower elevated spots. So we may end up having some more ponding creep in over the course of this morning. But at least no rain right now in the Nashville area. The big weather story, we've been tracking storms. We'll track a couple more later on today. Showers throughout today. I don't mean the entire day. There will be a few showers here and there throughout the day. It's not a washout anymore. St. Patrick's Day forecast, not even just for the day, but also for the weekend itself. We'll take a look at it. Right now, let's take a look at this. You can see the cloud line here of everything exiting the area. It's pretty cool looking actually here now that we know the rain is actually gone. But what do you need to wear when you leave the house today? Every day your closet, you got to pull something else out of it, just depending upon our weather. You know how this goes. I'm going to go with pants, t-shirt, raincoat, and then some boots of some sort today. Also the umbrella. Will be pretty good for you as well, because there will be that on and off hit and miss shower activity. What does it mean for temperature? 69 degrees later on this afternoon, 66 tomorrow, 61 on St. Patrick's Day. We'll look ahead though to the East Nashville parade forecast for tomorrow. You know what it means for the SEC tournament downtown that wraps up the men's basketball tournament. First day of spring. Look at your screen one more time. First day of spring is on Tuesday. You're going to wake up in the upper 20s to right near 30. So thanks, spring. Nice to see you.
Steer clear traffic this morning. We are continuing to follow a crash that we've been looking at now since around 5 o'clock this morning. That's at I-40 at Fester's Lane, just east of downtown. This is causing massive backups back behind it here. You can see now traffic is crawling by, but back behind it, we've got scenes like this at I-24 at Shelby. Again, my best advice, give yourself another 15 to 20 minutes. Add it on to your normal drive time if you know you have to go past Nissan Stadium to get to where you're going there because of this particular backup. This is leaving downtown, going towards the airport is where you're going to run into this. Hopefully they've got a tow truck on scene. They can get this out of here soon. Until then, you're going to be looking at scenes just like this one.
Well, new this Friday morning, Tennessee lawmakers in the House passing a bill to require police officers in the state to let the Department of Homeland Security know when they have come in contact with an undocumented immigrant.
Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joins us live at the Capitol. She's been listening to the debate and has more.
Justin and Erica, I listened to the entire debate yesterday, and it happened inside of our Capitol building, and it went on for more than 30 minutes on the House floor. House Republican Representative Rusty Grills sponsors the bill. Rep. Grills says in light of what happened to the nursing student in Georgia, a 2-year-old killed in Maryland, and 85 pounds of fentanyl seized on I-40 in West Tennessee, it's time. Rep. Grills says the purpose is for local police officers to share that information with ICE. House Democrats pushing back on this issue.
I believe this type of legislation is detrimental. I think it is harmful. I think it is rooted in racism and xenophobia that only creates more problems, and turning that into legislation is not something that we should be doing.
The politics of division and xenophobic hatred is not about protecting American citizens. It's about creating racist fears of migrants that feed the red meat of racism.
Republican lawmakers voicing their experiences in their own cities.
The brave men and women of the Jackson Police Department had a shootout with an illegal immigrant. Didn't make the news. Our locals didn't pick it up. Nobody else picked it up. But it happened.
There's 151 illegal migrants on the National Terrorism Watch List that have been encountered by Border Protection agents last year. 151 that are on their terrorist watch list. We have a problem in this country, and they're coming across the border. We have to do everything we can to protect our citizens.
Republican lawmakers say they welcome immigrants, but want immigrants to come to America the legal way. Now, the full Senate has to vote on it, and we'll keep you updated on how this plays out. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, today is a time to express a little gratitude to the people who have pulled us through the pandemic. It is World Essential Workers Day. We're going to tell you how you can celebrate.
And right now, we're going to show you a live look of the Nashville skyline. And thank you for waking up with us. We're off to a soggy start, but a lot of folks.
Plus 1.9% financing for 72 months available. Some scratched, some didn't, some not, but all with big savings. Town and Country Ford in Madison.
Welcome back. Just about 7:55, and nearly 2/3 of fourth graders in the U.S. struggle to read at grade level, which is why Fox 17 News and our parent company, Sinclair Broadcasting, we're partnering with Reading is Fundamental to support children's literacy.
Just scan that QR code there at the corner of your screen to donate to our virtual book drive. Let's talk to Greg. He's got the very latest on a bumpy forecast from overnight.
Yes, I mean, so much thunder and lightning, I'm sure. At some point, you might have been woken up, not even just once, multiple times. The lightning show is over, folks. We are back to temperatures that are once again in the right near 60-degree mark this morning. Do not get used to it, because our cold front that brought in the showers and storms that exited here the last hour and a half or so, it hasn't quite made its way here yet, but you can see it. It's not too far away. Temperatures in the 30s in Chicago, 46 degrees in Indianapolis, and it's 59 right now in Nashville. By the end of today, going into tomorrow morning, we'll be in the 40s. By the time we get to, unfortunately, the beginning of next week, we'll be in the upper 20s. All this air moves our way in the next 72 hours. So temperature becomes the big story. Now that the rain has moved out, visibility's gotten a little bit better, but still a lot of rainfall that has given us some puddles, some standing water, some ponding. Watch out for that here this morning. That's the big thing. They can still get in your way, even though it's not raining anymore. Doesn't mean when the rain turns off, we're great to go. Well, a lot of it was in upper elevated areas. They have to find those low-lying areas to sink into. I'm still telling you, get all of your rain gear as you're heading out when it comes to the umbrella, the rain boots, the raincoat. You'll be thankful you did. It's not raining now, but there will be a few more showers to track into. Got a new look at Future Track for you coming up at 8 o'clock when we go into that half hour. Also, a look at your 7-day forecast and multiple well below average days next week, and very chilly way to start the brand new season. Spring starts next week. We'll take a look at it.
7:56. Quick look at your steer clear traffic this morning. Let's get you out to I-40 at Charlotte. This is on the West Loop. We were dealing with an earlier crash here that was up against a guardrail. Glad to see it is out of the way now. Still dealing with that crash on I-40 at Fessler's downtown, causing a bit of a slowdown back behind it. You can see it here. 24 at Shelby. Slow go making your way in. Overall drive times look like this. Hendersonville, 31 minutes. Murfreesboro, just under an hour. Kingston Springs looking just fine at 27 minutes.
Well, today is the day to show appreciation to any nurses, firefighters, or police officers who crossed our path. We know you worked so hard for us. That's because March 15th is known as World Essential Workers Day.
Well, it was founded by a 9-year-old girl back in 2021 when she saw people risking their lives and their health in order to help others during the COVID-19 pandemic. She is convinced a local mayor in the area to try and highlight workers in critical roles, and World Essential Workers Day took off from there. To honor an essential worker, simply just tell them thank you. Thank you for everything that they do when we need them the most.
A thank you goes a long way. Let's go to Murfreesboro and check this out. Yeah, the Murfreesboro Airport getting selected as the 2023 Airport of the Year. That's based on a recent ranking.
Now, the Tennessee Aeronautic Commission selected the airport for this particular honor. It listed a number of improvements over the last few years, like a business center, upgraded terminal, and a completion of a major airfield pavement repair project. Congratulations.
Let's check in now with what's trending over on Fox17.com. We always like to keep you in the know, and we are retracing his steps. We're having some new information and video when it comes to the disappearance of Riley Strain and hearing from his parents, who are, of course, in town. They are searching for him, trying to get any information that they can. We're going to have some more updates regarding any video, and if you want to see some photos of him, maybe you want to read more about this story, get you up to speed, go to Fox17.com. It's one of our trending stories.
There are other things out there, including actor Matthew Perry leaving more than $1 million in a trust named after a character that he portrayed by Woody Allen that is there. That's also on our website. And of course, we've been talking about the showers and storms from overnight. Greg Bobus will have an update on that. But if you want to see some of those radars and other things happening across Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, we got you covered all online, Fox17.com.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
Do you know someone who is a hometown hero doing amazing things in our community? Because if you do, Fox 17 News, we would love to share their story.
That's why Ponce Law and Fox 17 are teaming up to find and award local hometown heroes $1,000. Now, this could be anyone from a veteran to a teacher to a first responder, frontline worker, anybody you know doing great things in our community.
All right, so maybe you want to go ahead and nominate someone you know who is a hometown hero. Go online at poncelaw.com/hometown hero. Every single month, a selected hero will then be featured right here on Fox 17 News, and there is a prize, $1,000.
Plus, you'll get to meet Erica and Jen.
Oh, please.
On top of that.
Okay.
So that's a prize.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
A large portion of the U.S. dealing with severe storms overnight. An update as the line of storms, well, it's made its way into Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. What it did overnight and what is coming next in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic. You can take a look at the traffic times out there for you this morning. Most of them in the green, but there's a couple of slowdowns like this one. I'll tell you why. This one has hung with us for so long, coming up in a few.
And searching for answers. A Clarksville man is missing after he did not report for work. Now his friends and family are asking for your help. We're going to start, though, by thanking for waking up with us here. 8 o'clock is the time on Fox 17 News of Friday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Justin McFarland. Fox 17 News is your only local news source, live with you from 7 until 9. Jen Waddell does have the day off.
And we do want to let you know, Fox 17 News, we are not in a code red weather alert this Friday morning. I know a lot of folks, we heard the thunder, we saw the lightning. It was scary.
And I mean, multiple hours too. It wasn't just one or two of us, like one or two storms. It was pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
We got out pretty clear when it came to severe weather. We did have one tornado warning, Franklin County, Tennessee. That was around 4:45 in the morning. Since then, nothing.
All right, good news.
We're good now. Right here on your screen, take a look. Yellow areas here showing pockets that have seen 2 to 3 inches of rainfall since 10 p.m. yesterday. Areas near Nashville, over an inch of rain. Now, typically, 1 to 2 inches of rain, those don't sound like really impressive numbers. When they happen within the about 6-7 hour span of time we saw, that's a lot of water we have to put somewhere. And it usually finds the low-lying areas, and it's been doing so far so good this morning of not giving us any flood watches or warnings, but it is giving us some ponding. Keep that in mind. Radar right now. A lot happening. Wow, have we cleared it out nicely here in the last 2-3 hours. So what happened? You might have gone to bed going, oh, we're going to have severe weather all over the place, storms through 9 o'clock in the morning. Moved in early. 2 hours did a world of a difference to keep us out of a major severe weather threat. 10 p.m., storms were already rolling in, and by 6 o'clock, we were done with our thunderstorm activity. The main threat was wind. Heavy rain did take over. You just saw 1 to 3 inches of rain have come down already. Current temperatures are beautiful. 62 degrees in Nashville. We're at 61 degrees right now in Murfreesboro, 59 in Columbia, and 59 in Lewisburg. Let's get right to your 7-day forecast and just kind of look at where we go from here, because the big question is, okay, a lot of rain, a lot of thunder, lightning. Something's going to give. It is. It's the temperature. 69 today, and then low 60s by Sunday, waking up in the 30s on Monday and Tuesday. But a lot going on around town this weekend. We'll take a look at some forecasts to give you some day parts of what you can expect your Saturday and Sunday.
Well, we are checking out the very latest from NES. Earlier in the morning, thousands of people were without power at the height of the storm. Now here we are in our 8 o'clock hour. We have just around 100 customers who are still without power, most of them in areas of both south and north parts of Nashville there. You can see where certain areas there. This is on the west side of town, not too far from Belmead, where they've got around 58 customers who are without power. And then they've got scattered pockets like this throughout the city where they, I'm sure, are working on trying to get that power restored. We'll give you updates throughout the morning, but to go from a few thousand to less than 100, pretty good work for NES, even though there's still some who need their help. Steer clear traffic this morning. Let's go to I-40 at Fessler's Lane. This is happening just east of downtown. We've been dealing with this crash, believe it or not, since 5 a.m. this morning. Crews are still there, trying to get it figured out, trying to get it moved out the way. I saw a tow truck there earlier. Unsure exactly why it's taking this long. I believe I'm looking at that tow truck still there right now with that car on the back. Hopefully they can pull it out of the way soon because it's causing some problems. All right, TDOT has moved their camera. That's an indication that they're done with it, okay? So hopefully that means traffic will resume a more normal pace. Other than that, this is 65 in Morris Lane. Down in the Franklin area, a couple of cars over on the shoulder there, but not causing big delays.
At 8:04, we do have an update this Friday morning as we learn more information about a shooting on I-24 East in Antioch that injured one person. It happened overnight. We also know it happened around the Haywood Lane exit, so we're mapping it out for you. We know one person was taken to the hospital. We're working to get some more updates, though, and we'll be sure to share it both on air and online once we get some more details.
Well, also this morning, a Clarksville man is missing after he did not report for work. We're talking about 53-year-old Sean Berry, who was last seen at his home on North Henderson Way.
So Fox 17 News getting some more updates about him, but first take a look at your screen. Berry is a Goodwill employee, and store employees say he was supposed to be in there but never showed up. They're now saying if you know where he is, maybe you have some information that can help, go ahead and give police a call. In Operation Crime and Justice, the TBI is investigating a Rutherford County teacher who is accused of taking inappropriate photos of himself inside a school.
Now, the district says that John Duncan is a history and personal finance teacher at McKee. Suspended right now without pay while the investigation continues. Duncan transferred from Stewart Creek High School to the alternative school back in August.
Well, this morning we are getting some more information about the end of the Jerry Stackhouse era in Nashville. Vanderbilt officially parting ways with its men's basketball coach following one of the worst seasons in program history.
Now, Jerry Stackhouse did not end his tenure there at Vanderbilt the way he wanted to. The Commodores lost in the opening round of the SEC basketball tournament to Arkansas, even though that game went to overtime. The Doors finished this past season 9 wins and 23 losses. They were 4-14 in conference play.
In 5 years, Stackhouse had 20 losing seasons, as some would say.
No, 2 20-season losses.
2 20-season losses.
Yeah.
Okay,
2
correct.
seasons with 20 losses or more.
Okay, thank you. And we also just want to let you know that he was talking, and we gave him some updates. If you want to read more about that, go to fox17.com.
Been a long season, not the season that we hoped for. But again, I'm so proud of my guys, so proud of how they competed and how they've grown. But we understand that this is it's a results business, and the results hadn't been there. Obviously, there's some context behind those results, but at the end of the day, I understand that.
Well, Vanderbilt has the second longest NCAA tournament drought of any of the programs in the SEC, behind Georgia.
Well, some city leaders in Hendersonville are asking for pay raises for paramedics. We're going to tell you why they claim without a pay raise, some of these paramedics will be leaving for other jobs in surrounding cities, but not everyone believes that. I'll take you to that debate.
And just ahead, understanding the case and also getting answers. Fox 17 News breaking down what we know so far about the disappearance and search for Riley Strain and 15-year-old.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
8:09 is the time. City leaders in Hendersonville want to give firefighters who are also trained as paramedics more money. Now, right now, they already get more money than your average firefighter. They get an average of $3,600 just for being a paramedic on top of their firefighting capabilities. But some city leaders want to increase that number to around $6,000. Now, the fire chief says they've got to do it in order to keep up with the other departments around them. Take a listen.
My concern as a fire chief to help people in the community is if we're not competitive with pay, we are going to have a retention problem. Now, that's my speculation. I don't have any numbers to support that. I just know that we're bringing in a younger workforce right now, and if they can make $10 more an hour down the street or $5 more an hour down the street, that's what they're focused on.
Now, the fire chief also says that the city of Hendersonville is competing with places like Gallatin, Goodlettsville, and Murfreesboro just to be able to keep paramedics on staff.
8:10, your time taking a look at your COVID forecast, and the last 5 hours have changed the game in so many ways when it comes to what is just going on outside. I stepped outside a few moments ago just to see what it feels like, and you can almost tell that a change in wind direction is happening as we speak. The wind is picking up, and that means cooler air is going to follow suit with it. We're right now in the low 60s, only upper 60s later today. Typically, that would be good. A shower or weak storm can't be ruled out. However, we're starting in the low 60s, only ending in the upper 60s, meaning we're not gaining much temperature. Our sun trying to fight the best it can to warm us back up. Not going to get anywhere close. Taking a look at future track, not much action right now through 10 o'clock. A few more showers right along the state line, down toward the Alabama state line, I should say, but a few pop-ups for the afternoon and evening can't be ruled out. So if you got plans later today, I'm not saying cancel them. I'm just saying make sure you know what you're getting into. Have an umbrella with you, and make sure that you're not dressing for 80 degrees and you're dressing for middle 60s to right near 70, and that'll be much more comfortable for you. You won't have that little chill going on because the wind will be out of the north later today. Nothing happens for your Saturday or your Sunday, meaning no additional rainfall. Problem is, wind continues to move in from the north and bring in even cooler temperatures day by day. Next, look at your forecast. We're going to take a look at the weekend itself. The St. Patrick's Day Parade in East Nashville tomorrow. We'll get that. And you see earthworms on the ground? What in the world? It doesn't happen every day. We'll take a look at why you might be seeing a bunch of them out there right now.
Well, coming up, we'll tell you about your steer clear traffic out there. We'll go to I-65 near Moores Lane. A couple of vehicles on the shoulder. We'll tell you about any impact it could have.
There is a party today.
Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
8:14 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. If you're feeling lucky, many people across the city will be celebrating the 14th annual Lucky Stash Bash. It's all part of the St. Patrick's Day Block Party happening tomorrow at noon at Barstool, Nashville. Attendees can expect a day-long festival featuring nationally recognized artists across multiple stages, a lot of drink specials, numerous bars, and a lot more. Tickets are $25 for general admission, but it's $40 if you want to be a VIP. Remember, you got to be 21 or over to attend.
Disbelief, this bad dream, wake up, be able to hug my son.
Our community is not going to forget any child. We're not going to forget any part of our community, and that we're here together in solidarity to be supportive of the efforts to bring him home.
Well, making headlines all week long, Fox 17 News and folks across the mid-state are continuing to dig deeper into what happened to two missing people. It has now been a week since anyone last saw University of Missouri senior Riley Strain. Now multiple state and agencies, all the crews involved in an ongoing search effort. It is truly an all-hands-on-deck situation. New information, though, has revealed that he was last seen near a homeless encampment. Investigators, though, still asking if you have any updates as they search for clues as to what might have happened. And the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, they are continuing their search efforts into the disappearance of 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. The teenager disappeared February 26 and was last seen over in the Shackle Island community of Sumner County. Anyone who might have any kind of information that could help solve this case should immediately Call TBI Finds and help your community stay in the know. If you want Fox 17 News to investigate a story, send us your tips. You can also follow us on all of our social media platforms, and don't forget to sign up for our daily newsletter by going to fox17.com.
Coming up on 8:17, let's check in with Greg Bobus. He's got a look at your forecast and some of those lightning pictures that we've seen throughout the mid-state from overnight. I want to thank you to Brian Watt, who's sent us a shot from over there in Spring Hill, Tennessee. It's pretty violent up there in the sky overnight. Thankfully, it doesn't sound like a lot of damage here in the immediate middle Tennessee area, but some of our neighbors to the north, Greg, we know really got hit hard.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot here as we're waking up this morning, and that's never good. We always know that whenever the radar indicates something, and whenever we get these tornado warnings where it says radar indicated such and such, you can't see it. Even during the daytime, you can't sometimes. But just so you know, like Justin was just mentioning, not a whole lot of damage when it comes to anything here across Middle Tennessee that we have seen yet. The one area we're going to watch is Franklin County in Tennessee. But one thing you might see no matter where you're at, earthworms. You don't see them every morning when it rains, but there are certain times you do. There's some theories as to why you do sometimes and sometimes you don't. Well, when we get a lot of super soaked rain that comes in very quickly, it can actually potentially drown earthworms. They breathe through their skin. They don't have lungs. So too much water can technically drown them. To get around faster too, think about slithering around on dry land. Not fun, but when you go down a water slide, woo, slip and slide. That's kind of like that for them as well. And then to escape a predator, if they hear really heavy rainfall consistently that comes in out of nowhere, sometimes they think that it's a mole trying to dig through the grass and dig through the dirt to get to them. So one of those three theories is probably true. I'll never ask you, but I ask one myself because, I mean, they have to have some way to eat, but they just can't talk. Taking a look here. We have the calm after the storm. I was outside a little while ago, and the wind direction really is beginning to switch and also pick up. Not a windy day, but with the breeze out of the north trying to pull in colder air throughout the day, we'll go from 61 degrees to temperatures in the upper 60s. And tomorrow is the St. Patrick's Day Parade. We've been telling you about events all over town, but the parade in East Nashville starts at 10 a.m., temperature of 52 degrees, 54 at 10 o'clock, and then 57 at 11. Just know it'll be a little bit cooler than this morning tomorrow, but by no means a bad day to get out and enjoy the parade.
Stay clear traffic this morning. Let's get you out to I-24, I-40 there in the heart of downtown Nashville. That is because of this big crash that we've been following now for several hours up ahead of this at I-40 at Fester's Lane. That's why you're seeing this backup back here near Nissan Stadium. They've been trying to get this clear now for the last several hours. For whatever the reason, there's a hang-up. So please just know you're going to need an extra 15 to 20 minutes to get through this. You can get off the interstate and work your way around it. I wouldn't advise that because of the way the city is constructed. It would take me forever to explain. Just know, I do this all the time. Don't get off the interstate. Stay on and fight your way through it. It's the easier way to go to get through this particular hiccup based on where we are there in the city. South of town, 65 at Moores Lane in Franklin. This is the drive down there. A couple of cars disabled on the shoulder of the road, but not causing a big deal overall.
Thousands of sports fans, they're here in Music City for the SEC men's basketball tournament, which is taking over Bridgestone Arena.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live this morning as we are gearing up for another big day of parties in the park.
That's right, Justin and Erica. And the festival kicks off at 10 a.m. today. The best part, it's absolutely free. You know what else is free? Is one of these bags. Once you enter through the gates, you'll be able to carry it with you inside of the park and obviously take it home. And I'm here with David Spencer. He is the Senior Vice President of Events. What does this festival bring to the Music City?
Absolutely. You know, this is a great opportunity for locals and for fans that are going to the festival to have a place to come and catch some free music, grab a cold beer or a beverage, play some cornhole, and just, be part of the SEC tournament atmosphere.
That's right. And they can also watch it on screen, correct?
Absolutely. We have a big screen where folks can watch all of the games today, all the day's action today, as well as tomorrow.
Cool. Cool. And tell me what's going on this board behind me.
Absolutely. So this is the tournament bracket, which shows who is playing in the games and who, when they win, advance through the tournament. So today there were some great matchups.
Who do we got here?
Yeah, the higher seeds. So Tennessee and Auburn are the two of the higher seeds. They play in the morning game. So at 12 noon, that's when those games will kick off. And then later this evening at 6 o'clock, you'll have Kentucky and you'll have Alabama, the higher seeds, playing in those matchups. So a great lineup today of games.
Absolutely. Super exciting. And tomorrow there's more events going on. There's going to be a lineup of people that are going to be playing. There's going to be a DJ, and that's all happening right here next to the Bridgestone Arena. Reporting live in downtown, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
We're moving forward with a plan to change leadership at Tennessee State University. We're going to tell you about the compromise that state Democrats are hoping for.
And another.
Those Sarah trucks, they drive me wild.
Just about 8:25, but we do have breaking news this morning on Fox 17 News. The judge in the Georgia election interference case against former President Donald Trump says Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis must step aside or remove the special prosecutors who she had a romantic relationship with before the case can proceed. Now, Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade testified at a hearing last month that yes, they had a relationship, but denied that Willis improperly benefited from it. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee says there was not enough evidence to go ahead and legally declare a conflict of interest, but also says there remains a, quote, appearance of impropriety. Listen to this. Closer at home, a bill allowing state lawmakers to vacate the Board of Trustees at Tennessee State University is now moving forward. Members of the Senate Finance Committee approved the bill this week, minutes after greenlighting TSU's annual budget requests with a neutral recommendation. If this bill passes, TSU's 10-member board will be out effective June 30th. The governor would then be charged with appointing a new board. House Democrats are trying to find a compromise that would keep 4 or 5 members of the current board.
Hopefully we'll be able to again get something drafted up and have the House look at it. We can retain a good number of institutional memories at the university.
GOP lawmakers took aim at the TSU board after a state audit revealed accounting problems and revealed the president offered scholarships to students the university did not have room for. TSU staff, they also see the move, they say, as a state attempt to take control of the school.
8:26 your time, taking a look at the radar, which has calmed down significantly now, still warm in the 60s. We are overcast. You're not going to get a whole lot of sunshine today, and you will get a few more pop-up showers later this morning into the afternoon. Grabbing the umbrella just in case and watching out for standing water driving around town. This is the time where the potholes become extremely deceiving because they can fill up with water. So what used to be moguls is now watery moguls, which is even worse. So watch out. 69 degrees. Your temperature later on this afternoon, about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday, and the cooling trend continues into the weekend. But again, the standing water and a few more showers. Sunset will be at 6:55. Don't cancel plans. Just make sure you've got a way to get an alert if we have any more rain that moves in. The Code Red weather app's a good way to do that. Weekend itself, cooler times are ahead. 66 degrees for Saturday, 61 on Sunday. Nighttime temps hold fairly steady. Tonight into tomorrow and tomorrow into Sunday, waking up in the 40s. If you don't know where your winter coat is at right now, you have until the end of Sunday to figure it out. Because if you don't have it on Monday morning and Tuesday morning, do not blame me for not telling you days in advance. We're going to be in the 20s to near 30. It is going to be a shock to the system and very cold to kick off next week.
Greg said, figure it out. Okay, up ahead, we're going to have your full traffic and tell you how to avoid this situation. I-40 at Shelby Ave. Give yourself some time. It's been hours of dealing with this issue. And TDOT talking about traffic. TDOT says they are working to fix.
Today at 4:30 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Pool and Spa Depot. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Tennessee lawmakers passed a bill in the House requiring police officers to let the Department of Homeland Security know about undocumented immigrants. Where that bill is headed next.
Waking up this morning to a much calmer picture over downtown Nashville. We're done with any severe weather threat. We're not in code red. More rain today and a big cooling trend towards your weekend. We'll lock it down hour by hour coming up in your forecast.
And steer clear traffic takes us out to I-24, I-40 at Shelby in downtown Nashville. This has been slow for hours. What's the holdup? I've got the answer for you coming up soon.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Friday morning for Fox 17 News. We made it. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Justin McFarland. It's okay, Erica. We're 30 minutes to go.
We got this.
We got you covered live and local through 9 o'clock this morning. We are going to begin downtown at the state capitol. New this morning, Tennessee lawmakers in the Tennessee House have passed a bill that would require police officers across the state to tell the Department of Homeland Security if they come into contact with any undocumented immigrants.
All right, Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse joining us live right outside of the Capitol with some more updates on this. Hi there, Peyton.
Good morning, Erica and Justin. So House representatives went back and forth in our state's capital for more than 30 minutes yesterday on this issue. House Republican Representative Rusty Grills sponsors the bill. Rep. Grills says in light of what happened to the nursing student in Georgia, a 2-year-old killed in Maryland, and 85 pounds of fentanyl seized on I-40 in West Tennessee, it's time. Rep. Grills says the purpose is for local police officers to share that information with ICE. House Democrats pushing back on this issue.
I believe this type of legislation is detrimental. I think it is harmful. I think it is rooted in racism and xenophobia that only creates more problems, and turning that into legislation is not something that we should be doing.
The politics of division and xenophobic hatred is not about protecting American citizens. It's about creating racist fears of migrants that feed the red meat of racism.
Republican lawmakers voicing their experiences in their own cities.
The brave men and women of the Jackson Police Department had a shootout with an illegal immigrant. Didn't make the news. Our locals didn't pick it up. Nobody else picked it up. But it happened.
There's 151 illegal migrants on the National Terrorism Watch List that have been encountered by Border Protection agents last year. 151 that are on their terrorist watch list. We have a problem in this country, and they're coming across the border. We have to do everything we can to protect our citizens.
Republican lawmakers say they welcome immigrants, but want immigrants to come to America the legal way. Now, again, this passed in the House and the Senate. The full Senate still has to vote on this. We're going to keep you updated on the latest if there's any changes. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your code red station.
Peyton, thank you. We are not in a code red weather alert, but we are taking a closer look at some of the damage left behind from the aftermath of severe weather overnight, like this.
Yeah, this is from Logan, Ohio. The severe weather seriously damaged multiple buildings in that town. Law enforcement is conducting a search and rescue effort. The Indiana State Police said that residents there could be trapped inside of some buildings with some of the debris there in places like Winchester, Indiana, to be exact. That is where another possible tornado touched the ground a little bit earlier in the night. So for the latest on all of this, let's get over to Greg Bobus.
Yeah, and it's very hard to hear these random county names of these cities you might not know, but to give you a little bit of geography here, this is the one that we just showed you footage from overnight in Logan County in Ohio. If you're familiar with Columbus or Dayton, Ohio, this is west central Ohio, so well to the north of us here. But this is an area prone to seeing tornadoes as of late over the last couple of years, and I would not be shocked seeing the damage and some of the footage that we have seen overnight and this morning as the sun came up if the National Weather Service gets out there and gives this some sort of category ranking. And this also is important to note that many of those injuries came from a mobile park home in Logan County, and that's where 19 people as of right now have been transported to the ER for weather-related injuries. Mobile homes are not a great place to stay. You want to get out of that and seek shelter somewhere else, anywhere else that you can, anytime we have a tornado warning. Now, let's take a look ahead to the weekend. Our code red is done. We've got nothing to worry about. A lot of events around town. The thunderstorms are out of here. The rain will be gone by tomorrow. And St. Patrick's Day festivities. In what current country was the first St. Patrick's Day parade held? That's your curious question this morning, because we've got a parade tomorrow at 10 a.m. in East Nashville. Was it Ireland, Great Britain, Japan, or the United States? We'll have the answer for you coming up in a few moments. Right now, let's get you some lunch, get you out the door. We started off thunderstorms overnight. Maybe you can even sneak in a after work or after school nap for the kids if it woke you up overnight. 65 degrees at 11, 67 at noon, and then upper 60s continue all afternoon. I don't believe we touch on 70 due to the lack of sunshine because of the cloud cover. cover. Could even see 1 or 2 isolated showers, maybe a quick rumble of thunder, no severe weather, and nothing well organized. This is that kind of picture a dartboard and just throw a dart and well, wherever it hits, it sticks. That's kind of how the rain is going to be later on today. Temperatures out the door are in the 60s to start off the morning.
Steer clear traffic this morning. Let's go to I-24 at Shelby Avenue in the heart of downtown. It's slow because of a crash up ahead of us at I-40 near Fessler's. They've got a tow truck on the scene. They're trying to get that out of there. Hopefully they can soon. It's going to cost you an extra 10 to 15 minutes until they do. This is 65 at the 24 junction on the north side. Actually looking pretty good for this time of the day.
Okay, we're talking about drivers and traffic. We are not out of the clear just yet when it comes to potholes. In fact, some of y'all are dodging potholes. We know TDOT has been working to repair some major roadways, but have you noticed a change when you're traveling down some of your roads out there in your communities? Over on our Fox Nashville Facebook page, we asked, are you still hitting potholes on Middle Tennessee roads? And y'all, well, you certainly let us know what you think about this. Michelle Cole wrote, every day. We try to dodge them as much as possible, but it proves difficult when they are everywhere. Okay? Brett Darrell Masters says, yes, I kind of like it. Changes my radio and wakes me up. Okay, you have a sense of humor. Cameron Sumlin also writing I-65 South right before the 2440 split. If you want to let us know what you think, go to our Fox Nashville Facebook page.
Hit it so hard it changed his radio.
That's what he said.
Tennessee is getting back to the basketball court later today. We're going to tell you who the Vols will play in their opening game at Bridgestone.
With your new Nissan here at North Nashville's Nissan of Rivergate in Madison.
The Good Feet Store, improving people's lives 2 feet at a time.
8:40 is the time. A big party in the park. A celebration kicks off for the fans of the SEC men's basketball tournament right next to Bridgestone Arena.
I predict a sea of orange there today. That's where we find Fox 17 News reporter Kieran Aguilar with what we can expect when it comes to festivities.
Well, the best thing you can expect is that this festival is absolutely free. Great news, and you don't even have to have a game ticket to come inside and enjoy some of the many things that it has to offer. It does start at 10 a.m. and there will be live music behind me on that stage along with a DJ. One of the headliners for tomorrow is Phil Vassar. And if you come with me this way, you can see that there are some people already here preparing, setting up. There is a place where you can shoot a little basketball because there are games here. And if you're wondering who is going to be playing, it's right there on that board. There also will be a screen where you can watch the game itself, the SEC men's basketball tournament. And if you are a beer drinker, there will be that available for you as well. Also, if you forget to bring a charger for your phone, there is a station where you can charge your phone. Again, just one of the many things you can do inside of this festival. The event will go on until tomorrow. It stops at 7:30 p.m. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen just told you SEC men's basketball, it is in full effect over at Bridgestone Arena. And the tournament, well, we're breaking down who's going to be playing. Like I said, a sea of orange today.
Yeah.
1 p.m.
That's because the #1 ranked Tennessee Volunteers will be taking the court, taking on the #9 seed Mississippi State, those Bulldogs. That game is at noon today. It's the quarterfinal round for this basketball tournament. The Vols did not play the first couple of days because they were the #1 seed. Of course, we'll have complete coverage a little bit later in the day. By the way, Tennessee lost their only matchup with Mississippi State earlier in the year.
Why you gotta bring that up?
Bringing up facts. We're a news show.
All right.
That is very true. I mean, you can't dispute facts. Out the door this morning on March 15th, you'll see temperatures that are going to be in the 60s. Coming up in the next Check Your Code Red forecast, we'll get you out the door and work you into your weekend.
See the change and save a life. Get the help you need to find yourself again. Visit TennesseeWon'tBeSilent.com.
8:45 is the time. The NFL free agency period officially started on Wednesday, and already the head coach, Brian Callahan, has signed a handful of key players for his very first Tennessee Titans team. Fox 17 sports director Joe Jelenic has been helping us cover the free agency frenzy, and now we're meeting some of those new Titans faces.
Titans head coach Brian Callahan and his staff jumping all over free agency this week, signing 4 new players to the team. Cornerback Chidobe Awuzie, linebacker Kenneth Murray, center Lloyd Cushenberry, and also running back Tony Pollard are now officially Titans. All of them speaking to the media on Thursday, and they all said the same sentiment. They said they're excited to be here in Nashville, but more importantly, to play a part in what's building here in Tennessee.
Really excited. This was actually a team I did a pre-draft visit coming out in 2017, so I'm a little familiar with the area, and seeing a lot of energy in the building, a lot of the guys that I met today, coaches, staff, everybody just has a smile on their face and really happy, so I feel like I'm gonna fit in.
Being here, the energy here has been immaculate. I think this place is up and coming. I just want to be a part of something special.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I kept getting the feeling, it was just time for change, time for something new, and this opportunity presented itself. I'm just glad I'm here.
Felt like this was the place for me to be, especially coming back home with family so close, and just talking to the coaches, being here, being around, just feeling the energy of the new staff and the new guys in the building. No, it's not like places where you go and, they've been there 10, 15 years and it kind of gets like going through the motions. So you kind of feel the energy, and it just felt like a place I needed to be.
Titans are expected to sign a handful of other players this week, including former Jaguars and Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley. That signing expected to come in the next 24 to 48 hours. Reporting from Titans practice facility, Jill Jolick, Fox 17 Sports, your Code Red station.
Jill, thank you. We are taking a closer look at some of the storm damage, the aftermath from yesterday. So this is going to be a look over in Winchester, Indiana, a mobile home park devastated. And Greg, I know it's too early to say if this was officially a tornado, but you do believe it looks like tornado damage.
There are a lot of signs of it, because if you look in the distance, we're seeing a small area that was impacted, but you look down the block, not much of an impact whatsoever. When it's straight line wind, you typically tend to see a more wide swath of that initial wind gust that moves in. Also, the debris is pushed around in every direction, and straight line wind typically knocks everything down in one singular direction. Now, I'm not out there surveying, so it's not confirmation, but my eyes tell me from what I've seen in the past, there's a good bet that that's going to be confirmed as something on the category scale of 0 to 5.
And we're no longer in a code red weather alert.
No, we are not.
Okay.
Blue lights are on. We got out of that game a long time ago, and we're going to stay out of that game for the rest of the weekend. Do not worry about code red weather. Looking right now, we're gloomy, but we're still decently warm. We're at or above 60 just about across the board. We don't get out of the 60s today, but at least we're there. It's better than what we're going to be in 3 days when we have 20s on the map when you're waking up and you're using the heater in the car and finding the winter coat. So enjoy the next couple of days, even though they will be a little on the cooler side. And what you can enjoy tomorrow, the St. Patrick's Day Parade in East Nashville. My question is about parades. I love a parade. In what current country was the first St. Patrick's Day Parade held? Ireland, Great Britain, Japan, or United States? Think of just the land itself, not necessarily the name of the country. I'm giving you all the hints I can give you. It was before the United States became the United States, in the area that's now Florida, is where the first St. Patrick's Day Parade was held. Believe it or not, that's how it rolls here for us this morning. So we do love a parade here in the United States. If you've ever seen the Macy's Day floats, you know what I mean. Taking a look out the door, we are in the 60s. Going to be an easy forecast. Look at your 7-day, and it will get progressively cooler, but no problems for SEC men's basketball down at Bridgestone. No problems for anything else St. Patrick's Day related, or just any plans you have in general. We do dry out tomorrow and Sunday. We stay dry into next week and turn bitterly cold Sunday night and Monday night. For this time of the year, well below average, right near 30.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get a look here at what we're dealing with at I-24 Shelby Avenue in the heart of downtown Nashville. This has been slow all morning here at this East Loop, in large part because of a crash that happened at 5 o'clock in the morning that has had one lane shut down. I have no idea what is holding up traffic for this long with an accident that happened at 5 a.m. From the indications that we have, it's just a multi-car crash, but they've had one lane shut down and it's causing this big of a backup several miles back. Give yourself extra time to get through the heart of downtown. You can try to take Elm Hill Pike or Murfreesboro Pike to try to, listen, by the time you get off and get back on, it's a whole mess. Just give yourself extra time before just trying to stay on the interstate there to get your way through. Outside of that, we're doing fine. This is 24 Hickory Hollow Parkway through Antioch. Look at that, wide open, looking good. Keep in mind, spring break is over for Metro. Starting on Monday, the kids back in school.
Hey, check this out. Want to let you know that the Music City Irish Fest is celebrating more than 200 years of traditions, and AAA is opening their Tow to Go for St. Patrick's Day. It's all in hopes that partygoers do not drive impaired. And by the way, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, St. Patrick's Day is one of the deadliest holidays on our U.S. roadways.
Now, Tow to Go will be active from 6 p.m. today until 6 a.m. on Monday, March the 18th. How does it work? Well, when someone calls Tow to Go, AAA dispatches a tow truck to transport the would-be impaired driver and their vehicle to a safe distance within a 10-mile radius. So no, they're not going to tow you from Nashville to Murfreesboro. They can't do that. But 10 miles, you're good to go. Within the state of Tennessee, you can call 855-TOW-TO-GO for a free ride.
And as a quick reminder, there is a new law that is increasing the number of points you'll get on your driving record if you're caught texting behind the wheel. The law impacts young drivers the most. Drivers under 18 will get 7 points for a second offense, which is enough to have their license suspended for up to a year. Yeah, anyone 18 or older will get 4 points for a first or second offense and 5 points for a third offense.
Now, the Senate bill called the Eddie Conrad Act is named after a man in Middle Tennessee who was hit and killed by a distracted driver back in 2020. Well, searching for answers, a Clarksville man is missing after he didn't show up for work. His friends and his family are now asking for your help this morning.
And Fox 17 News taking another look at what we know.
CMA Connect app for stage lineups and schedules. Secure your spot now with a 4-night pass or single-night tickets at CMAfest.com.
Here's a recap of our top stories from this morning. At least 3 people have now been reported as dead after a severe weather event swept through the Midwest overnight. This is the scene in Logan, Ohio, after the suspected tornadoes tore through not only that state, but the state of Indiana as well. This is something we'll be following throughout the day, both on air and online at fox17.com.
And we're continuing to dig deeper into what happened to 2 missing individuals. It has now been a week since anyone saw University of Missouri senior Riley Strain and the Sumner County Sheriff's Office continuing their search efforts into the disappearance of 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. Anyone with information about their whereabouts is asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND, especially when it comes to Sebastian Rogers. That's the Amber Alert.
Forecast here, upper 60s.
Exclusive offer. And believe me, these are going to go very, very quickly.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
Walter Trout, thanks for coming back on the show.
It's great to be here, Eric. Thanks for having me.
You're just selling out shows everywhere you go. I mean, Europe, United States, you name it. But you got this new album, Broken, came out March 1st. And you got a few special guests on this album that, you know, it's like, you know, some of these, like, let's say Dee Snider, a bit of a surprise.
Well, you know, Dee is a friend of mine, and he's one of the greatest, coolest, most intelligent people that I know. Mm-hmm. And he is nothing like his rock and roll image.
Right.
You know, he is an intellectual, beautiful, amazing man. And when he said to me, hey, man, I'd like to sing with you on an album, I thought, well, that ought to sort of, I don't know if the blues societies of America, what they're going to think of that, but let's go for it, dude.
It's just a powerful album. I mean, once again, you recorded it in LA, right, Walter?
Yes, at the same studio with the same producer. This is with producer Eric Korn again, mm-hmm. and this is our 15th album together. We are quite a musical team.
Beth Hart is on your album with this one as well.
She is, and all I can say is that it was a privilege and honor to have her come in and sing with me, because I have for many years considered her literally one of the greatest artists on the planet.
Walter Trout had said, always an honor to have you on the show, and we can't wait to see you on the road.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on your show, Eric.